Thanks, man. What's up, James? How are you, my friend? Here you go, bro. So, I hope you got some plans to help spread awareness about the MMIW problem in the United States there, bud, on the 5th. I'm actually going to go 2 places, I think. I'm going to go to the courthouse and stand there for a while with some signs and live stream that, and then probably go down to one of our main intersections and shoot from there. Just create awareness, man. Creating awareness.
Sir, you probably haven't noticed this, but the floors around here.
What's up, bud?
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Have you looked at me lately, fellas? Oh, well.
How's your wife doing?
The way we take care of
It's going all right. We just got to get her to quit smoking so she can get this damn surgery done, you know?
Oh, yeah. That'd be bad.
Yeah. The surgeon won't do it. She hasn't been cigarette free for 30 days. So,
Oh, that's pretty good.
yeah, I mean, it's got all kinds of benefits to it, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
she's smoked for 30 plus years, so.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a hard thing to do. But.
Yeah.
So, you got any plans for the 5th to help raise awareness? Or what, bud?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep. I got plans. Yep.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Oops. So what do you got planned? All right, thanks, bro. So what do you got planned? Don't know yet. Have a good night, man.
I don't know yet. I don't
Yeah.
know yet. What about you?
I'm actually gonna do 2 different things, I believe. I'm gonna go. I've got some signs made up with some statistics and some facts on them, and I'm gonna take those signs and go out to my courthouse for a couple hours and just hold my signs and spread awareness that way, and then I'm gonna go down to one of our main intersection, our main busiest intersection here in my town, and
That's good.
yeah. Do my little thing then, you know.
Yep.
Plus, I'm gonna paint some. I'm gonna put some red handprints on my windows of my car.
That's
I'll
good.
probably start doing those tomorrow
That's good.
with some MMIW facts on the windows and stuff. You know, just whatever. Just doing whatever I can to create some awareness. You know.
Yep.
So. But That's what it's about.
Good.
People won't know about. People can't find out and learn about the shit if it's not out there.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
my daughter said she's down to participate and come along with me. So
That's
that's cool.
good. That's
Yeah,
cool. Yeah. That's really good.
yeah. She likes to be a part of things like that. Important
That's
stuff.
good. That's very good to be a part of things like that.
Yeah, yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yep, just working tonight right now. Anyway,
That's good.
I had to dump.
How's it going?
Fuck it.
How's it going for?
It's not really going all that good today. The last couple of days have been kind of fucked up, but
Oh, see.
like, but like,
Yeah.
I just had a dump. Fuck, damn near $700 in my car so I could stay working. So
Well, that's not money.
yeah, yeah, it's a lot of money, but I can't
Yeah.
afford not to do it. What's
Yeah.
up, Embassy Suites? How are you? She's feeling a little bit better. She's at home sleeping right now. We got her on some pretty good pain pills and shit. So uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. She's got to quit smoking, or they won't do the surgery. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I understand why. I mean, it
Yeah.
it shrinks your the nicotine shrinks your blood vessels. It makes your blood vessels more constricted. So when they put you under, it makes it way harder for your heart to pump and stuff like that. And you run a really high risk of dying. So
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
they just don't do it. Um,
Yeah.
I could be better. Embassy Suites, I'm not gonna lie. I'm stressing about a few things. I got a few things that I need to get taken care of, but I
Yeah.
had to throw a bunch of money into my damn car unexpectedly. So I'm kind of struggling at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. I know everything happens for a reason, and things go how they're gonna go. So all I can do is just keep on moving forward. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But so let me ask you, Embassy Suites. Do you know about May 5th and what's the importance of May 5th this year? By chance, do you? Huh? Do you do it? How are you doing, by the way, Embassy? I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm kind of jealous about your name. Like, I wish I would have thought about that as a name. That's a pretty badass name. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But me, I'm gonna be down at the courthouse and in one of my main intersections. That always sucks. Last year I was fixing stuff on my vehicles. Yeah, well, I know everybody's if you own a car you gotta do maintenance on it,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. Like I put over 3,000 miles a month on my car, so
Yeah.
the maintenance gets up there kinda like I do an oil change on my car every month. So just because of the miles I drive. Absolutely, Embassy Suites. So she said I don't fill me in. So Monday or May 5th is MM National MMIW Awareness Day. So I have got a couple of signs made up already. I'll have some more made up by then. But I am going to take my signs with my daughter and hopefully anybody else I can round up and get to come and participate. We're going to go down to the courthouse and hold our signs and give out information to the public. And then after a couple hours of doing that, I believe I'm going to head over to one of our major, most busy intersection here in my town with the same signs, and I'm going to do the same thing there. So, plus I'm going to paint some. I'm gonna paint some red hands on my windows of my car and put some put some quick facts up there about the MMIW. Now, do you know much about the MMIW, their embassy suites? Hmm? Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? Because it's a major issue. And to be completely honest with you, it downright makes me mad that this is not gaining more attention than it already has.
Yeah.
Like in 2022, so this is the MMIW, Missing Murdered Indigenous Women. And in 2022, there were 5,000, I believe it's 5,871 total cases called in and reported at a state level. And out of that 871 cases, only 123 of them were even reported to the FBI missing people's list. Why is that? If there were 5,871 white people, black people, brown people, and only 127 of them were reported, I guarantee you there'd be a lot of pissed off white people, a lot of pissed off black people, a lot of pissed off Mexican people, and that would be saying we want some damn answers, and rightly so. Like, I don't care what color your skin is. If you're a missing person, that's important to me, right? Wow is right. Yes. Like, it's a major issue, and my friend Opus Angel on here on YouTube, she even spreads more awareness about this than I do, and I just love her with all my heart. And like, maybe go check out her channel. That would be cool. It just makes me upset that there's not enough attention made to this about this issue. You know what I mean? Like, think about it on a skin color level, okay? And I'm not trying to be racist or discriminatory or any of that shit. So don't get it twisted. But if 5,871 white kids or women or children go missing in a single year, and only 121 of them get reported to the FBI, what are you going to say about it? What would you be doing about it? Would you be just sitting there or would you be raising a fucking fit, whether it was your kids or not? You ought to get with Mama T43 on that. She was wanting to do things on the natives that go missing. She said, "Yeah, I know, Mama T. I don't think she likes me very well, but you know, yeah." But like, I'm down to get with anybody, whether I like them or not, to help spread awareness about this issue and the issue with pedophilia in the United States. You know, but yeah, I didn't know she was Native, but you know, but what I found out, I'm not trying to start shit with anybody, and I'm not trying to talk shit about anybody, but what I've learned here on my short tenure here on YouTube is that sorry, I'm looking for an address too. I gotta make it this delivery. Shit, what was I saying? Is that a lot of people here on YouTube are a lot of talk, and they say they want to do this and say they want to do that, but most people are just blowing smoke up your ass. You know what I mean? So I don't know really about, you know, what people's true intentions are and shit. So I mean, I'd love to have 100,000 people teaming up with me, you know, but one step at a time and one day at a time, you know. I think this is the address. So, well, you should ask her. See what she says. But spare me. Hold on for 1 minute. I gotta get this delivery out of my car and into this house. Hold down the fort, James. You can't just sit there being quiet. You got to hold it down. It's easy to get
Okay,
caught up in
sir.
the drama and get sidetracked from what's important. It is. It is. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't been guilty of that same fact because I have been. Absolutely, I have been. But I also know that there's a lot of people on here on YouTube that will talk all kinds of crazy stuff that they're going to do this and do that and do this and they never do, regardless of whether they get caught up or not. You know. Come on, James. You got to talk. You got to keep them entertained, or they'll all leave.
What? I don't have YouTube.
Huh?
I don't have the YouTube capabilities like you do.
But you have the capabilities of keeping them entertained. Like all you got to do is talk to them.
I don't I
They're
don't
right
I don't
there.
see that. I don't have the ability to reach out to reach out.
Oh well, just talk about something. Just talk about something. Just don't leave it dead airspace.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah. Yep. It's cool. Yep. Aaron's gone. Yep. I think it's tell me what's going on in the world. Yep. Terrible. Yep. Terrible. Yep. It's terrible. It's terrible what's going on in the world. It sucks.
Oh,
I I saw a copy of your videos before.
what's that?
I saw some of your videos.
What do you mean?
I saw John to talk with you and
Oh, it's from the other night.
yep,
Right on.
yep. Have you met
Oh,
him
I'm glad you're
before?
watching. What's that?
Have you met John before?
Nope, never. He just barely he's one of the newer members of my community.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Embassy Suites. So
So,
I love getting I love all the originals and everybody who's come along since then, you know. But I really
yeah,
get a kick out of seeing new people come into the chat and hang out and you know,
yeah,
be an
yeah,
active part of the community and shit, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Makes me feel
So
good.
that's good.
Yeah.
So
So you got any big
so
plans for this summer, James?
I'm going to Tahoe in May.
Lake Tahoe in Maine
No, in May.
in May. Oh, so this
Yeah,
month you're
May
going? Well,
in a couple of weeks
right on. How long are you going to be there?
until until Thursday.
So like a week.
Yep.
Oh, right on. What are you doing there? Just going to have fun?
Yep. I might live there, you know, but I'm gonna get a job first, and then see what happens.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So what about you?
Um, hopefully we got a couple things planned. My son graduates this summer, so
That's
well,
good.
at the end, my son graduates at the end of next month, so he
That's
uh
good.
he wants to go on a trip to the West Coast.
What
So we're probably
where
gonna do.
what?
Well, I got family who live in Oregon, and I got friends who live in Washington. I got family who live in Oregon, and I got quite a few friends who live in California. So I was thinking maybe just make it a whole along the whole entire east west coast. You know what I mean? Go from drive here from Idaho all the way into Washington up through Seattle, and then down through the coast there. You know?
I live I my dad lives in Washington.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So
And what part? And you live in California, right?
yes, you do. Yep.
And what part of California do you live in? The southern part, northern
I,
part?
I live in Irvine.
Never mind. Right on, right on.
Yeah. So
So we're gonna do that.
so
I'm planning on doing that, but it just depends on my car. You know, I just gotta keep my car running. So you
yeah,
know, if I lose my car, I'm
yeah,
fucked.
yeah,
But we got that kind of plan. I mean, I'm working on that. I got to talk to a few different people because there's some people that I've met here on YouTube that live on the West Coast that I'd like to run into and meet up with. You know, like Harley Dad. Maybe stop and have a beer with him, and maybe
yeah,
Rich the beer guzzler. You know, Rich the beer guzzler. You know,
yeah.
he lives there in California where you do. So,
That's cool.
but
Mm.
we're gonna do that, and then I've been wanting to go to the desert between the Idaho Nevada border and
That's cool.
dig geodes. So I'm a big
Oh, I
time rock
see.
hound. I'm a big. Do you know what
That
geode? Do you know what geodes are?
no, what is it?
You know them rocks that have like all different. They have like they'll be like either purple or blue or white
Yeah,
or white, but they got crystals
yeah,
inside of them. They call them thunder
yeah,
eggs as well.
yeah,
Like we live in a prime hotspot for those. So
yeah, yeah.
we've been wanting to go dig those for quite a few years, and I think this year we're actually going to go do it. So
But that's cool.
yeah,
Have
and
a
then
good time.
I hope so. It should be fun. And then I hope to nail down a poker tournament, like in a casino, like a real
Yeah,
like a higher stakes one. You know,
yeah.
what part of the world do you live in the C suites? Yeah, I got a bunch of geodes back like 10 years ago, and we broke them open, and like shit, some of them still had water in them. It was crazy. Like as soon as they hit the air, though, like it instantaneously, like it like evaporated like quicker than hell. It's crazy. You're in KY Jellyland. Wow, I'm just kidding. Kentucky. Nice, nice, nice. You know, I don't know. Like I've met a lot of people on YouTube from back east, and I don't know. I don't really have the desire to go that way. I really don't. I really don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I had an uncle that moved to Kansas once.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, MSC Suites, even though I don't know you that much, I'll tell you what, if I ever decide to go that way towards Kentucky, I'll stop in and say hi. You know,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah. So you guys want to know? You guys want to know a little crazy fact about G2K that not a lot of people know? It's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy. Yeah. See, and I can't see. That's why I believe that's why I like. That's the main reason why I do not have any desire to go back east. Is because I cannot stand the hot, humid crap like that. I can't. I can't stand that kind of weather. Like the colder, the better for me. The
How
colder,
do
the
you use
better
to
for
the
me.
how do you use to the cold?
How did I get used to the cold? I got fat. No, no. Like I take cold showers and like my air conditioner has been in my window for a year and a half straight. It never came out, not even in December. And I live in Idaho,
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
so my uncle. Okay, here's kind of a creepy little fact about me. Okay, do any of you guys know who John Rader is? He's also known as BTK. BTK stands for bind, torture, kill, right? The BTK killer. You guys ever heard of him? James, do you know who the BTK killer is?
I don't know who that is.
You do?
I don't. I don't.
You don't? Oh, MC
No.
Sweets does. So
Oh, that's
BTK,
cool.
BTK killer is the man who lived in Kansas,
Okay, this.
and he murdered lots of women, lots of people,
Oh. Oh.
and his daily life is he was a Mormon and he lived a really good life. He really lived an uptight life and like goody 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 all that shit. Well,
Yeah. Okay. Tell me
my
more of this.
uncle, my blood uncle married his niece. So my uncle's wife's mom is BTK's sister. Yeah,
Yeah.
he don't look like a killer. He don't look like a killer, but he is. Okay, I gotta do this delivery, so hold it down, James.
Yeah.
Do a
I'm gonna
song and
go
dance
and
or something. You gotta entertain
no.
them. You gotta entertain them.
I I don't know how to intend. I don't have the capability to read the chat or
Hey,
anything.
you figure it out. Figure it out. You can do it.
Okay.
I don't hear no singing and dancing, James.
I don't dance.
Well, you can sing.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna go. And watch some wrestling.
All right. All right.
So
Leave me
so
hanging. Yeah, you are,
no,
bud.
I I'm sorry.
All right, bud. You have a good night.
You seem kind of mad.
Huh?
You seem kind of mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just fucking with you, bud.
Okay, sir.
Go watch the wrestling, bud. I'm not mad at you at all, bro. Not mad at all. Oh, you don't. I'm out of here. I'll be right back. What's up, Beyond the Terror? How are you, sweetheart? Oh, well, I remember his daughter had no idea what he was doing. Yeah, he did. She didn't. Nobody did. Like, nobody. His own wife had no clue. I know. I'll get it to you, sweetheart. I'll get it to you. The last packages I sent out, were all here in the United States. It cost me over $100. So, but I'm getting there. I'm just gonna send out. I'm being nosy. What are we delivering? You don't want to know. I can't talk about that. It's classified information. Groceries for Walmart. I'm a delivery driver for Uber and shit. But I'm gonna get everybody that lives out of the United States. I'm gonna get all their sent off hopefully here within the next week or two. I'm hoping. But I was gonna do it this week, but I just had to dump $700 into my car to keep it up on the road. So it's kind of broke. I'm kind of broke. Yes. Did you know that I do that on this channel too? There, Embassy Suites. Every Tuesday. Well, not every. Well, for the most part, every Tuesday I do a Tie-Dye Tuesday show. And yeah, everybody that's there on Tuesday and leaves a comment in the chat, and then comes back on Thursday for Thursday night chilling and chatting. We write their names down, put them into a drawing, and 2 people win a free tie-dye, whether it's a tie-dye t-shirt or tapestry, but just depends on what I did on Tuesday. So, but right now we're working on an order for a paying order for Dippy Escapes. So she wants some shirts made, so when she goes to Tennessee this summer for Summer's Day, she's gonna have shirts made. So I haven't seen that. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, for sure. Oh man, that hurt. Damn. See, and I still gotta get that fixed, man. I'm just getting eaten alive, man. Fucking eaten alive financially right now. Yeah, you can tell your friends about it too. They can come on by. Do either one of you want to come up on panel with me? Because, like, well, the veterans of this channel know how much I just love being up on panel by myself. Oh man, I gotta get that fixed. Fuck, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh my god. Because these roads in this town are so fucking amazingly awesome. Oh, and the swear jar? Yeah, it's somebody's gonna win some money. I tell you what, somebody's gonna win some money. It's like $46 or some shit like that now. Yeah. Somebody's gonna win some money. Yep. There we go. All right, there's the link. But you don't have to show your face or any of that shit. You don't even have to talk. I just hate being up here by myself. Come on, you can't turn this face down, can you? Everybody's like, yes, I can. Like, take one look at it, take one look at its face, and you'll see how easy it is to say, nope, I'm good. I'd rather talk to you personally about my sis, LOL. Okay. Well, you can message me on Messenger, sweetheart, anytime. You know that. It might take me a minute to get back to you sometimes, but I always get them, you know. Come on, Embassy. You know you want to. Come on now. Please. She's like, fuck off, G2K. There goes another diamond into the goddamn. There goes another diamond into the damn. There goes another diamond into the swear jar. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I remember the sister thing. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Kind of. Yes, I remember. Come on, Embassy. All you gotta do is just click the little button. People would be like, "Oh my God, what is going? Why is she on G2K's panel?" It'd be great. It'd be great. It'd be great. Let's give them something to talk about. Oh God, I was afraid it was this house. I hate doing this house, dude. This house just reeks of like, I don't know, rotten Indian food, like from India. Like, it just smells nasty. It's just full of shit. It is. Damn it! It is too. Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying. And see what I mean? It'd be great. They'd be like, what is going on? I just gotta confirm this address real quick, you guys. Shit. Yeah, right? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, MST Suites. You know what I'm talking about. From the address. Like, that's been, what's up, John? Like, it smells like, you know, Indian food that's been baking in the hot sun for a week. It just, it is too, son of a bitch. All right, hang on a minute. I gotta do this order. I gotta do this order. If you want to come up on panel, John, here you go, Mo. There you go, man. John will save my ass. Right? It's all that. I think it's all that curry. Like curry stinks real. Like I don't know how people can eat that shit. Like it stinks real bad. I'm just working and just trying to make some money and just trying to do some awareness shit and trying to stay positive about shit, you know, and try not to make the swear jar worth $100. But yeah, it's not up that high, but it's getting there. But I gotta drop this order off real quick, guys and gals. How do you even pronounce this name? This dude's name is spelled Chibangala. Chibaglaga? Chibangala? MDUMUKA. Oh no. Oh. What's up, MG, the OG? From the POC? What's up? I gotta do this delivery real quick. All right, I'm there. What's up, Leanie? How are you, sweetheart? How are you, Leanie? There we go. So, for those of you that don't know, the 5th is National MMI Day, MMI Awareness Day. So, I hope you guys got some plans to help spread awareness about the problem with the lack of information and people working for the MMIW to find these missing and murdered people. That's on the 5th. What's up, Lisa? How are you, sweetheart? Glad to see you all here. Everybody kicking back, watching from the rest stop. Don't be shy. Come on in and say hi. I mean, you got nothing to worry about. I mean, we don't bite that hard. I mean, hell, some of us ain't even got teeth. Know what I mean? I mean, for real, how hard can you get bit by someone who don't have teeth? Not that hard, I'm telling you. Some of you right now are like, what? Who don't have teeth in this community? I don't. Not a one. I don't have one. She's doing better. She's doing better. She's still in a lot of pain, and it's just going to be that way until she gets her surgery done. So, and the surgeon won't do it until she quits smoking for 30 days. So, I mean, I've done all the pep talking I could do, and all that shit. Like, I honestly only smoke because my wife smokes. I have no problem not smoking, but when it's constantly around me, hey, I can bite pretty damn hard without my teeth in. LOL. Yeah, well, I don't have any teeth. Wonder why so many natives go missing. It's I got my ideas on some things. I mean, the biggest problem is they're a sovereign nation. So, like, if one of them go missing, they got to get the okay from their higher ups to get with the FBI. It's ridiculous, the loopholes and shit that they got to go through. It's harder for some to stop smoking than others. Yeah, I know, I get it. Yeah, I know. And like, I try to support her and be supportive of it, and I don't know. But it's like she's been smoking for almost 30 years. You know, I mean, anything you do for 30 years just to quit is hard to do. But you know, and the hernia is just going to get bigger and bigger, and it's just going to start hurting more and more. And yeah, I mean, I guess until it gets life threatening, then they won't do nothing until she quits smoking. So, but, you know, it's just I just wish I could take it away from her. Like, take it, give it to me, and I'll deal with it. But can't. She's got to be able to do it for herself. Well, like I said, what do you do? I can't make her. I mean, I tried bribing her. Shit. So, you know. But I don't know why that's on high current comment. But I can't make her. You know what I mean? I wish I could, but I can't. Who almost pushed the end button? I smoke as well, and it's true. It's very hard to quit. You know, I know that for some people it is, but my mom, she smoked 2 packs of cigarettes rock bottom a day for 40 years, 45 years, well, 40 years probably. And in 2000, on July 4th, the day after my birthday, she cold turkey quit smoking cigarettes. Went from 2 packs a day down to no cigarettes. And this year, on the 4th of July, will be, as my mom will say, 24 years of my independence from cigarettes. And she'd smoke cigarettes. And smoke. She smoked. She was a smoker. But, you know, it's all just, I guess it's all just motivation and willpower, I guess. You know, I don't know. My daughter came up to me back like 7 years ago and was like, Dad, I want you to quit smoking. And I said, I want you to change your shitty attitude. And I said, I'll make you a deal. I'll quit smoking if you change your shitty attitude. And she said, okay. So I said, when do we start? She said, right now. And I said, okay. And I quit. I didn't smoke a single cigarette for 3 years. I don't know where Mr. John is. He's in here. He was in here a minute ago. I thought he was going to come up on panel, but he hasn't showed it up yet in panel anyway. I know he's here. He's saying hi to everybody and shit. I appreciate that, Meanie. I do. Yeah, that was a good conversation. That was a good conversation we had a couple nights ago with Mr. John at 1 o'clock in the morning. But back to I wonder why. It's because I think part of it is because people just don't think that they're going to be missed, and they're not wrong. Like, I mean, I miss them. I don't even know them, but like, people, they don't get reported. Like I was saying earlier, you know, like there was 5,871 Native females and girls that went missing in 2022, and out of that 5,000, only just over 100 of them. There he is. Just over 100 of them were only reported to the FBI.
Hey, good morning.
What's up, Mr. John?
Oh, just waking up. I'm grabbing coffee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Here I am.
Another day waking up. That's always a good thing, you know?
It can be.
Right?
Some of those days you wake up, you just want to go back to sleep. No, this is my usual. Well, I'm a little early this morning.
Yep. One of those mornings was this morning for me. I just woke up and I was like, "Look, I just want to go back to bed," but I couldn't, you know.
Yep.
You know, I think it's a combination. Embassy Suites. I think it's a combination of like their own community. I don't even really think it's members of their own community. Really, I just think it's people who like are obsessed with wanting to kidnap and murder people. Really, like crimes of opportunity. For real. It's just sad how it works. But anyway, what were you saying, John?
No, I was just listening to you, brother. I was just listening to what you were saying.
Yeah. Well,
so your wife's having a hard time quitting smoking?
Oh yeah. We've been trying to do this. She's been trying to do this now, or we've been trying to get her surgery done for 6 months or more now. Well, almost a year now.
Yeah, smoking's a tough one.
Yeah. But
Smoking's a tough one.
I don't know. Like, if you want to quit doing something, just quit doing it. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's the only way
Like,
she's gonna quit, just so you'll know.
yeah, and
Smoke,
it's something that only she's going to be able to make the decision about. Like,
right.
there's nothing nobody can do. I mean, I pray for the strength and the courage for her to be able to do it. But I'm just
Oh, absolutely. I mean, before my heart surgery, I smoked 4.5 packs of cigarettes a day.
damn, Mr. John.
Right up to the day that they was wheeling me down the hallway to go have my heart surgery. I specifically told the nurse, don't put a nicotine patch on me, because I had made up my mind that I was going to quit. And I woke up and there was a nicotine patch on me, and I took it off. And for a whole year, almost over a year, I didn't touch any. And then, like a horse's ass, I bought some one day and started smoking again. But not like it is. But you're right. You have to have it made up in your own mind if you really want to quit.
Yep.
You can have the best support system in the world, but you just gotta say, nah, that's enough for me.
Yep.
And I'm sure that, stress is a lot right now for her with the hernia and all the stuff that you said she's got going on. Leave it in God's hands. He'll tell her. He'll put it on her heart
Yeah.
when it's time, just like he will you if you smoke.
Yeah.
Not a
I
bad.
smoke. I smoke. Honestly, I smoke because my wife smokes.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. Like, for real. Like, I'm just like I grew up in a household of smokers, and I smoked for a lot of years. And then I was smoking 2 packs of Camel Wides a day. I smoked 2 packs of Camel Wides a day for like 9 years.
Yeah.
And 7 years ago, my daughter came up to me and she's like, "Dad, I want you to quit smoking." Well, what do I got to do to get you to quit smoking, basically? And I said, "Well, I don't like your shitty attitude." I said, "Change your attitude and I'll quit smoking." And she's like, "Bet." And I said, "Okay, let's do it." What? I'm down right now. And I was smoking a cigarette at the time, and we made a deal, and I put that cigarette out, and I didn't smoke a cigarette for over 3 years, not even a puff, not even a drag, for over 3 years.
Wow, that's really good.
So
That's really good. I mean, for me, I don't know. I don't go around supporting cigarettes and all that stuff, and I don't condemn anybody for doing it because I still do it. But I don't know. It's definitely not good for you. But I know people that are like 90 and have had no surgery and have smoked ever since they were like 12, and they still
yeah,
smoke, and they're
yep,
still going stronger than most 40-year-olds that I know. Now that's not an
yep,
excuse to say, "Oh well, hey, that's what I'm going to give a whirl," because you might not be that lucky. Your body composition might not be made up that way.
yeah,
But I mean, I leave it up to the individual, just as everything else, because it's like it seems like the
yeah.
more pressure you put on somebody, sometimes the more they want to do the thing that you want them to quit or that you want to try to help them
It's
with.
like it's like me. You tell me no, you can't do this, or no, you can't have this, and I'll do it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I could definitely see that. I can see that.
I mean, that's stupid. It's stupid to be like that, but you know what I mean. But that's the way it is. Like, tell me I can't do something, and I'll show you that I can do it.
Yeah. Oh, I can see that for sure. No doubt, just on your live streams, that you wouldn't be the guy to say, "Nah, you ain't gonna get that done." Nah, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. Now you can
I
advise
mean,
me of things, and I can take that into consideration. But you tell me I can't do something, or I won't. Like, you don't know who you're dealing with.
right.
So
Exactly. I mean, I just try to give people, the options. Everybody else will call it the pros and cons. I first look at something to say, well, what's it benefiting me? The biggest
yep,
thing. What is it really, really benefiting me?
Yep.
Oh, well, people say, oh, you know,
Opa!
hey, Opa. They say, oh, well, it keeps me calm. It really doesn't. Makes your blood pressure go up. Does a lot of different things to you that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Because it narrows your arteries and narrows your veins. That I know for sure, medically. But, you know, I don't judge anybody for that. It's
I
just, it
don't
is
judge
what it
anybody.
is. No, I
I
don't
don't
judge
judge
anybody.
anybody.
The good work's
Not my
pretty
place.
clear.
Not my place, not my job. I tell you that
No,
much. I know
that's
that much.
that's way above my pay grade. I'm usually just a
Yeah.
wise ass, and I like to make everybody laugh and be there for support and love and wherever they need me and wherever that God can use me.
Yeah. Opa, get up here. We got some talking we gotta do.
I don't know who's OPA. I don't know.
Opa's Angel. She's my sister.
Oh, is it? Oh, cool.
Yeah. Not my blood sister, but she's my sister.
Hey, I have sisters just
So,
like that. Blood
yep.
end, just like you're talking.
Yep. Crazy thing is I'm a lot closer to Opa than I am most of my blood sisters. I got 3 blood sisters, and I'm not close to hardly any of them except for one. But you did do it, and I can prove it. So get your ass up here. But people always think like I'm like mad at them or something. And it's like I'm hardly ever mad at anybody. But you know what I am? You know what I am really starting to get mad about? Like more often than not?
What's that?
All these creators on YouTube saying they're gonna do this, saying they're gonna do that, saying they're gonna do this, and they never do a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Besides collect money and troll other people and talk shit about other people. It's really starting to piss me
Well,
off in real bad ways.
yeah, I have a few streams that I go into. You're one of them. I go in to see Elaine and Dot. I know you know them.
Yes, yes.
And then I have 2 others that I frequent. But I found that the more that I go into some of them, the more they just like drama. They can't just have a good
Yep.
time and laugh. You know, I mean, every time I've been on your show, we've always laughed.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible for
Yeah,
some people to not get involved in that shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, because they think that it's gonna either bring them, you know, e-donations or whatever it is that they're looking for. But I have theories on that, and just like what you're doing right now, I take it you are working. I mean, so
Hi, everybody.
hello, how
What's
are
up,
you,
Opa?
Opa?
Doing good. I was looking for you earlier. I didn't see you, so I checked my YouTube again. And it's like there you were, sneaking around. I got no notifications, no nothing. I'm like losing my mind with YouTube, and there's no notification thing.
Yeah, they're really starting to piss me off too. Like for real. Like seriously. I don't know.
Yeah,
They
because I
call some
looked in
janky shit.
earlier, and then it's like it seems like everybody sub to. I'm not getting notifications, and it's like stop.
Yeah,
Okay, just ah.
that's YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've noticed that. Like I get more notifications for channels I've never even been to or heard of before than I do for channels that I'm subscribed to.
yeah,
Oh, I've
same
been getting
here.
some weird ones.
Yeah, I've been getting a few weird ones myself too.
And you're right, Embassy Suites. The drama gets so old. It really does. You know,
Yeah,
and
it
like
does.
I'm not bitching and complaining about, how many subscribers I got, but to be kind of bitching and complaining about shit like I've seen channels, like I've been doing this for coming up on June 16th will be 2 years that I've been doing this YouTube business. And
Wow, really?
yeah, Opa. 2 years. June 16th will be 2 years. This get to know channel for 2 years. And
It doesn't seem like it's that long.
yeah, Opa. Yeah. And I know channel creators that have just started YouTube that have been around for less than 6 months that have got 2,000-3,000 subscribers. And I'm like, Oh, that's right. That's because this is the kind of shit you talk about. Not the important shit, like, that I consider important anyway. But, stupid shit like who's got more subscribers and who said this about this person who they'll never meet in real life and who's got who, like, just stupid, ridiculous shit. And it gets older than old. It gets pathetic. And that's where it's at. It's pathetic.
The problem
But
is if you're not out there hating on everybody and dragging it all in and putting it all over YouTube, then people don't want to hear it because the real life hard stuff, people don't want to talk about. They're scared.
right. And I get,
Right.
and trust me, I get that people want to come to YouTube for an escape and to have fun and all that shit. But come on now, some people also buy subs. And see, I can honestly say I didn't even know you could do that until like 6 months ago, and I still would never do that.
No, Embassy Suites is right on. A lot of people buy subs to have them come over to their channels and stuff like that. But I found just by surfing a few different channels here and there, if you're not all the way to the left, and I don't talk politics on a lot of channels. There's a couple that I do because that's all that they talk, and I don't mind doing that. I can handle it. But I've come to realize in my 54 years, it's going to be what God wants it to be. Yeah, we should go out and do our job as voters and stuff like that, but God's will is going to be God's will. And there ain't
But I
much we
have
can
to
do about that.
interject. Okay, first, how is Sugar Glider doing?
She's doing better. She's still in a lot of pain, and she's going to be that way until she gets the surgery done. And they won't do the surgery until she quits smoking. So,
For real?
yep. It's because the nicotine makes your blood constricts your blood vessels, and when they put you under, like it's such an intricate surgery. Like it's not something that you just fuck around with, and like the nicotine shrinks your blood vessels, it constricts them, so your heart's way slower when they put you under, and like it makes everything like there's a really good risk that you can die. So
But how many times do they do emergency surgery? I mean, seriously.
it's not emergency yet. It's not life threatening enough.
Unreal.
So, but they got her on some pretty good pain pills and shit right now, and just making her comfortable for the time being. But I mean, I can't make her quit.
Because it's hard.
I get it. I get it. I
And-
completely understand. I'm not, you know what I mean?
I worked in the whole healthcare field and everything, and I went through this. It was both my parents, okay? They both had like a lot of surgeries done. They both had lung surgery done to have cancer removed. And yes, it wasn't contributed to smoking, but they were both smokers and everything. They still had the surgery done. One out of the
Just
two
had my
did
heart
quit
surgery done.
smoking.
And I had my open heart surgery done, and I smoked right in the parking lot of the hospital before they admitted me.
So did both my parents.
Yeah,
We're like, I'm not going in without having this first.
like I was telling you, Aaron, I smoked 4 packs of Cowboy Killers a day.
Damn.
So, no, that's nothing. I worked for a captain that would buy a carton every other day of Marlboro Lights.
Damn. That's a lot of smoking.
Yeah,
You
it
see,
is.
like I wouldn't smoke if my wife didn't smoke. Legitimately, I wouldn't. There would be no reason for me to. I mean, most of our friends don't smoke, and like my parents quit smoking a long time ago, and like really. I mean, I used to smoke because I enjoyed smoking, but I just, I don't know. It's just different for everybody, and like the patches don't work. I mean, she was on patches for a while. I caught her smoking a cigarette with a damn patch on. I'm like, "Are you chewing a piece of nicotine gum?" She's like, "Yes." I'm like, "You're chewing a piece of nicotine gum. You got a nicotine patch on and you're smoking a cigarette?
Because you have to have something to do with your hands. That's like the
That's
biggest
exactly
key.
what it is.
Yeah, I
That's
get it.
exactly what it
I
is.
told her. I told her the same thing. I was like, I got some things that you can do with your hands, babe. Like, I can keep your hands busy all day long, babe. You want to go for it? You know? I mean, for real. I ain't gonna lie. Come on, us man, we gotta take our chances when we get a chance. You know what I mean? If there's a chance that we can get lucky, we're gonna take it. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. You know. I mean, that's why men get married. Don't women know that? Men get married so they don't have to worry about who they're gonna have sex with anymore. Just saying.
Is that why we get married? Yes. I didn't know
See,
that.
That's what I'm going with. Well, you know, I
Well,
mean, that's anyway.
And it's like you just got to find some kind of hobby, honestly. It's like I'll do a lot of crocheting and stuff like that, and that helps me kind of reduce the amount that I smoke. See, I can reduce the cigarettes, I just can't reduce the coffee.
I hear that shit stunts
And
the girls. That's why I don't drink it.
well, the sad part is they actually work together. Like if you can stop drinking coffee, you can stop smoking cigarettes. We did prove this in our house, but then you have a lot of cranky people, and you know, we just no.
Well, yeah, that's like I wouldn't want anybody to have to do that shit. Especially in your house. Like I'm surprised you guys
See-
don't have a mainline drip for coffee in each one of your arms.
We have the industrial size. Do you know how many coffee pots we go through? It's crazy. But
Probably about 7 or 8 of them a year, I'm thinking.
and then I have my emergency coffee pots that I keep in the garage for just in case that one coffee pot breaks down. We got it replaced, but we're good to go.
that's pretty awesome. An emergency coffee pot.
Oh yeah. And
See, now
if
you're
the
talking
power
about
goes out,
And trust me, she's not lying. She's got an emergency coffee pot. And the
Well, there
crazy
you
thing
go.
about that is she's got an emergency coffee pot inside of her emergency coffee pot for an emergency.
Hey,
in
I
case
just
the
called.
power goes out, I got a propane stove and I have a coffee pot that will work on top of it, and it's a drip coffee pot. So it's like I am good to go. And if I run out of propane, I got a fire pit in the backyard. So I am good on all levels.
That a girl. See, now you're talking my language. I'm a coffee hound, wicked.
Yes, see, and you have to make sure that when you always have that stuff stocked up, you know, you keep enough on hand no matter what. So it's like the world can come crashing to an end. As long as I got coffee, I'm good.
I just walk around with an IV stand and a Heparin lock in my hand all day.
I'm about one step away from there.
You gotta be crazy.
Hey, James, good to see you. No, and we do. It's like, and then when everybody was living here, like my daughters and my grandkids, we all drink coffee. Oh, and I don't even want to hear it. Yeah, since my grandkids were babies, they drank coffee. Didn't hurt them in any way, shape, or form.
Oprah was putting fucking coffee in their baby bottles. Go to
Hell
bed, drink it, and go to sleep. Crazy shit I
it
ever
doesn't
didn't
keep
see.
them awake.
She's like
Yeah.
a new hero on YouTube.
Yeah, my
Crazy shit I never did
grandkids, they did not. None of my kids, nothing about making you hyper and all this stuff. No, no.
I was
That's
told
all.
it was going to stunt my girls that I'm 6'3", so I guess that didn't work.
See,
Hey, well,
and
you know
both
what?
of
If
my
you would have been
grandkids are
drinking
like
coffee, you probably
tall.
would have been 7'3". You probably would have been 7'3" if you didn't drink coffee.
Could have been. I don't know. I don't know if I've been 7'3", but I'm making a coffee right now. Sorry about the noise.
No, that
Oh
don't
yeah,
surprise me.
and as soon as my grandkids could walk, they were trained in this is how you make a pot of coffee. They got out their little step stool and they get right up there and oh yeah,
God, you need to do a tutorial.
they know all about that stuff. It's
You
like
need to do a
handed
tutorial
down
on
in
that.
generations. My daughter, no lie, okay, so she goes into kindergarten and they had this half-day program. So she goes in there and she asked, and I got called into the school for this because she wanted to know when it was coffee and nosh time because she used to hang out with her grandmother all the time and they always had coffee and nosh in the afternoon. So they called me in and the teacher was like, can you explain that to me? I said, well, yeah, it's that time of day. She needs to have her coffee.
Yeah, well, I have a theory on coffee being so bad for kids or anybody. They say, oh, coffee's bad for kids. But they'll give them Pepsi and Coke and Dr. Pepper and
Right. And
all
my
that.
kids don't drink soda.
No.
They don't got room for it. They got coffee.
Yeah, they don't do soda. It's like, not their thing. But they do like their Monster coffees and their other different espressos and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, yeah, we have like every type of coffee and they have learned how to make them all.
Well, we know
You
what
got it?
Oprah's grandkids are going to be going into business with. They're going to be coffee gurus.
Exactly.
Her first grandchild will be named Juan.
And you can call your place Valdez.
It was so funny because all these people were like, oh my God, what? I can't believe you're doing that. What? What is so horrible about it? They sleep through the night. They're perfectly normal.
That's a matter of opinion.
Well, they're related to me, so we'll just take the normal out of there.
Like I said, that's a matter of opinion.
Ain't none of us normal.
I'm as normal
But
as they can. What are you talking about?
They're healthy, they're growing, they're happy. So, hey, what's the problem? And yes, iced
They're all
coffee is
jacked up on
absolutely
caffeine and
amazing.
coffee.
I mean, they get up in the morning and they've been doing this like since kindergarten and everything. And they have their little cup of coffee before school. And then when they get home from school, they have their cup of coffee and stuff. And it's like, yeah,
They're the fastest kids on the playground, too.
it doesn't affect them.
I know, I'm just teasing.
It's just all these crazy people out there going, oh, it'll do this, it'll do that. It doesn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah, they'll say that, then they'll say, oh, here, I have this piece of cake Mommy made last night with extra frosting.
Yeah, sure. Sugar them up. Turn them into diabetics, eh?
Yeah.
Don't got to worry about that with coffee. You're good.
I've been drinking coffee since I was 10, and I'm 54 now, so I think they're going to be okay without much doubt in my mind.
I've been smoking pot since I was 10, and I'm 45 now, and I think I'm okay.
Yeah, I'd say you're fine.
My entire family, since we were all babies, coffee, we're good to go. We're all raised European, so it's like there's just a normal thing, And like if people want to complain, if you think about it, so you go into foreign countries and stuff, and these kids are drinking wine and everything else. So what's worse?
I'd say don't let your kids drink coffee and don't let your kids drink alcohol. I'm just kidding. I just want to create some drama. I heard it gets the algorithm going.
That's right.
Well, okay. So
We gotta have some kind of debate where we all act like we're really pissed off at each other and
There you go.
watch your views go up.
Just like pregnant women, my mom in Germany, okay, so when she was pregnant, they used to make this beer drink for pregnant women, especially when it got close to the time for them to deliver. You say that over here, and people have a stroke. Oh my God, you can't drink alcohol, this, that, and the next thing. Really? Well, I can't use me as an example, so.
Holy crap! So let's get a debate going here. So, Opa, what are you doing? What are you doing on the 5th, Opa?
Oh, on the 5th, y'all better be out there. I don't care if you go to the dollar store, get yourself some window writers, okay? Write on your car windows, write it across your front windows. I want to see, I support the MMIW. Just put that on all of your house windows, on your car windows, and everything.
A t-shirt
If
count.
you
We're just on one.
have,
We're just on one.
if you
As long as you
have
create awareness.
a T-shirt and you cannot get it done up in time, get some markers. They got the markers that you can write on your shirts with and everything. Write it on your shirt. Make sure that you go out there, even if you don't want to put the red hand on your face, those masks are still floating around. Okay. Put the hand, dip it in some finger paint, slap it across that white mask, put that on your face, walk around with it on your face if you don't want to put it on your face. But make sure you talk to as many people, because there's a lot of people out there who still have no idea
Fucking motherfucking idiot.
what the MMIW actually is.
Yeah. Missing
And
and murdered
when you
indigenous women.
actually, exactly, when you actually talk to somebody and they look at you like you have two heads because they have no idea what that is the perfect time to start that conversation. If you can, grab your family and do a quiet sit-in, have signs made up, grab a picnic lunch, go sit in front of the courthouse and make it known that the MMIW need to have the support. They need to be recognized. More and more people are taking the steps to get the information out there, but I don't think we're getting enough information out there.
No, we're not. We're not. But we'll take it as we can get it. You know what I mean? It's better. It's
So
better.
actually, from today on, today until the 4th, everybody every day should be doing something. Just strike up a conversation out of the blue. I don't care if it's with the person that you're at the checkout with. I don't care if it's somebody at the gas station. I don't care if it's the pizza delivery guy. Start that conversation. If you're over picking up your grandkids or your kids at school, talk to your kids about it and tell them to go share it with their friends at school. Because the earlier we start them, the more the information is going to get out there.
Just remember, there are thousands of female children and female adult women that go missing every single year and come up murdered every single year that are not even
And
getting
men.
reported to the FBI.
And men. Let's not forget that
And
there
men.
is men
Yeah,
that are
and men.
disappearing. But you know what? How often are you even hearing about that? We're hearing about the women, and we're hearing about some of the children on a very small scale. But how many men are gone? And they're presumed to be going to look for work someplace, but they're not coming back, and their families are not hearing from them.
Yep. About a quarter of the total amount of missing and murdered indigenous women every year, it can be attributed or taken up by men. So out of the 6,000, about 2,000, about 1,500 of them are men, probably.
And I just watched a program today, and y'all can just, if you type in the MMIW just into your search bar, and I watched a program today about it. And they were talking about the number of people who are leaving the reservations to go get work. So the topic was basically the boarding schools and how they're bringing them back because of the education system for them on the reservation is very poor. But the problem is as soon as these family members, mom and dad, are leaving the reservation, the kids are being raised by the grandparents, and then one, if not both, of the parents are gone. And it's not because they went and got a job. It's because now they're missing. And nobody is working. Exactly. Nobody is saying, hey, you know what? So-and-so has been gone. He went to go get a job and she went to go get a job and they haven't come back yet.
I'm doing good, Lisa. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now you think about it. If you left your house to go to work and you did not come home, you would be reported to the police. There would be an alert put out, right?
In a matter of an hour.
These people, and I'm saying people, because they are people. They are more than just a indigenous group, but they are people who are coming up missing. And they have the feather alert, which is, I'm sorry, not even used because nobody is taking a report and they're so afraid to make a report because you know what? Who do you make the report to? You tell the reservation police, they're not working with the county. They're not working with the state. They're not working with anyone, and they're getting lost in the system.
Now remember, you got to also remember that there are federal agencies out there that get money every single year from us taxpayers, specifically for the MMIW, but nobody knows about it. Millions and millions of dollars a year are being funneled down to these departments inside the federal government for the MMIW that's just getting fucked off by politicians and people that don't care. Like, when's the last time you heard it? When's the last time you heard it in any department? When's the last time you heard it? When's the last time you seen a flyer with the letters MMIW in sequence on them? Never. It should be all over the place. Go ahead.
I want y'all to just type in MMIW task force and tell me what it says, because you know what? That is the ultimate slap in the face. And the amount of money that they're getting. You know what they tell you? They give you instructions on how to make up a flyer. They give you instructions on how to get a group of people together in your community on your reservation and go look for your family member. This is not a task force.
I mean, I'm not trying to sound callous or anything like that. But if anybody knows how to, if any group of people know how to form a search party, I'm pretty sure it's fucking Native Americans. I'm pretty sure they don't need to be taught how to form a search party to go look for people. Right. I'm sure they're pretty good at it.
But if we go to report a missing person, we're not told, okay, well, here, I'm going to give you instructions on how to make a flyer. No, they're taking down information. They want to know height, weight, eye color, last time they were seen, what they were wearing, how long they've been gone, who was the last one to see them.
When's the last time they took a shit? When's the last time they ate? What is the color of their mole on their back? I mean, like...
The indigenous people are not getting that. They're not even getting reports taken.
Nope.
And it's not a matter of, oh, you got to wait 24 hours. No, these people are waiting months and years to have someone listen to them.
Yep. Facts. Absolute facts.
We need to become irate over this. Exactly. So if you're missing 24 hours, I mean, half the people are having... So you take an alert system, and to qualify just to get on your Amber Alert, there's like a whole criteria you have to go down.
There's eight different things that you got to meet exactly. Can you hold it down for a minute? Oh, I got to go inside the store real quick and get something to eat for my kids.
Okay. Your Silver Alert, you have to fill out a certain criteria. The indigenous people are not even getting asked a question. They're not even getting acknowledged. And it's not that their own reservation police force doesn't care, but they're minimally staffed. They're underpaid. They don't even have up-to-date anything. So like their computer systems and their cars and everything is so outdated. They're not getting the unity to work with, like, whatever city you're in. If you're in this county to that county, you'll have those police forces working together. They're not getting that. You're not seeing faces on the news. You're not even getting a reporter to come out and go, oh, so when was the person missing? They don't care.
Yeah,
and
that's sad.
Every day.
That's a tragedy within itself. But as much as I hate
it wasn't that long ago. It was last year. A friend of mine who lives on a reservation, 2 kids came up missing. Well, first it was just one child who came up missing. Well, they were together. So when the girl came up missing, the boy went looking for her. So we had 2 people missing at the same time. They could not get any assistance. It was everyone on the reservation and the neighboring reservation out looking and searching. And these kids were coming home from school. Well, in the process of trying to locate the missing child, they ended up finding another missing person, and they did find out the missing child. Did anybody hear about it? Was it ever on the news? No.
Seems like just a neglected group is what it sounds like to me.
And again, why should we be segregated down to groups? They get a feather alert. They don't get an amber alert. They get a feather alert.
Oh, I agree. No, I absolutely agree.
Okay,
There shouldn't be any group.
justifiably, I
A
agree with
person
the
is a
silver
person is a
alert.
person.
But, justifiably, I do agree with the silver alert because I do think that's very important because a lot of times when you have an elderly person who is missing, it could be dementia, it could be medication, it could be any number of things, and it's usually health related. So, yes, I think it is very important that that information is out there just as quickly as an Amber Alert for a child. Well, what makes the Indigenous child any less important?
Nothing makes them less important. They're just as important.
Actually, Embassy Suites, the child did get brought to the hospital and everything, and there was a lack of information that was actually given out, but she was okay. But in the process of locating her, like I said, they found another woman, but they also did find a little child's shoe, and they left it there. They took pictures of it out in the woods and everything. They could not get anyone to help find or to locate or to even find out if somebody had a missing little one in that area. So that information is still floating out there.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's for sure.
And
No
when
doubt
they
about
are
it.
found, unfortunately, they can't speak to us because they're gone. And even then, it's not even acknowledged. You're not seeing the news reports. But if you turn on the TV or you turn on the internet and you look, all of these different people who have been unalived, you'll see them all over the place. Except you're not hearing about the Indigenous murdered and missing men, women, children, everyone. And that's why I'm really hoping everybody, it just takes 5 seconds between now and May 5th, talk to someone every day. Just bring it up in just subtle conversation. Like I said, I don't care if order a pizza. I don't care if you're over at the grocery store. I don't care if you're putting gas in your car, you're stopping at the cigarette store, the liquor store. I don't care where you are. And ask them, hey, can I put up a poster in your window just to get the information out there about the MMIW? Because that's the other problem. They will put out a list twice a year with names of the missing people. And it's not even an accurate list. They are so understaffed with people who are not jumping in and volunteering this time that by the time the list comes out, there's already 200-300 more people that should be added to that list, and names that are not even out there because nobody's saying anything. There's Embassy Suites, you're right. And I have been posting on my community post that there's a lot more people who are getting involved, and they're trying to work on putting a database together that's more accurate and put out there more often. I've contacted several different organizations, and it comes down to the same thing. The government will put out a list twice a year. That needs to change. And that's where we can all step in and do something. If you have a channel, just pop something on your channel, put it on a community post. Just to do something to acknowledge the fact, and this shouldn't just be, a week out of the year. This should be all the time. Like the red dress event, the red hands, there's so much information saying, hey, please pay attention to this. But they're not getting the attention. They're not getting the help. I'm sorry, John. I am just going off. I get very compassionate over this. So
No, hey, I respect that. That's all. I mean, and at the same time, I'm learning. So I'm
Embassy
very new to
Suites,
this.
if you
I'm
type it
very new
in,
to this association in this group.
there is actually a lot of different websites and they will connect to each other. So you can actually go to state by state. They different websites will connect you to another website. But the problem is that entire database is so broken up that we're not getting all the information. And it's not for the lack of trying. I mean, I have tried to find photos. I have tried to find information. I have begged, pleaded, and went to as many people as possible to say, hey, something's got to change. I am part of several different organizations. They will email me back and forth. They let me know upcoming events that are coming around and everything. In your area, wherever you live, if you have any free time whatsoever, make it known. Take that few minutes and see if you want to help out, see where and how you can help out. Because every state and every community, and if they don't have something and you want to start something, jump right in there, because there is websites that will connect you and tell you how to get things started.
Yep. We Are Native, good one.
There is for sure.
We Are Native is a good website. Shit, there's a bunch of them.
Seriously, Google it, and so much information comes up with, well, I have to say, information is there and there's lack of information there. So the information is there to tell you a lot of the stories behind why it's such an important.
Well, I guess in my mind too, I also question is that how many other places are out there like Epstein Island and P. Diddy's place and stuff like that. No, well, we do,
this is
but
the
we
problem
don't.
too.
I
They
mean,
are
that's
trafficked
one
right
of the
from the
worst problems.
reservation.
One of the worst problems is that politicians and movie stars, or so-called movie stars, or the so-called elite and athletes and all that crap, they're so wrapped up in that. Because once you have that level of money, you'll do anything to satisfy that emptiness inside of you, because money just ain't gonna fill it. I don't care what
And a
anybody
human
says.
can be sold over and over, where
Right.
you do with drugs or anything like that, you can only sell it once.
Right. So
And yes, the trafficking is a major issue on these reservations, and all around.
Money and power starts wearing off for those people. They're gonna have something else to fulfill their fantasies, to make it feel like that their life is full and they're still empty. The only thing that's ever gonna really fill your life is the love of Christ in your heart. That's the only thing that'll ever fill it. I don't care what anybody says about that. A government official, a movie star, or athlete. But those guys make so much money, it's just ridiculous. Hey, I like sports. I watch football, but when a guy's getting $78 million for 3 years on a contract, something's wrong with the system completely.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so like Embassy Suites, you said there's very few natives. Well, in actuality, indigenous people can be blonde hair and blue eyed.
I have a
and
friend.
I don't know if a lot of people know that.
I have a real close family friend of mine. He's actually an identical twin, and he's native, and he's whiter than white, and he's blonder than blonde, and he's got blue eyes and more than blue eyes.
Yes, so there is a lot of misconceptions because you have a lot of Native Americans who are mixed with the Russians, and there's a lot of people that it's just like anything else. You don't judge them by their looks. And unfortunately, a lot of their traditions have been lost. And I think it's great because they're bringing a lot of their traditions back. And they just did amazing powwow just recently. If you catch that, pull that up. It is just amazing. There's so much that the Indigenous can give us in education. And this is why I think we should be giving back to them and giving their family members back to them. It's not about what we took from them and all these other stories, and forget all that stuff. But they have so much to teach us.
I gotta jump in. I gotta jump in there and say this. Like, and I know I don't really need to, but I gotta say it anyway. Like, we didn't take anything from anybody. I didn't take
Right.
anything from anybody. Like, past generations and generations and generations ago, that's what happened. Like, that's not on my deal. So go ahead.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying it's like we need to be able to give them their family members back. And unfortunately, at the rate things are going, they're not finding their family members until they can put them in the ground. We need to work harder to help them bring their family members home.
Yes, we do.
Actually, they're missing all over the place. Alaska, Nebraska, Montana, Utah, Idaho. They're from every reservation, Arizona, New York, Pennsylvania. There's reservations everywhere. And a lot of people don't know about a lot of the reservations. And it's very hard because, like, even in the center of Reno, Nevada, there's one reservation that's right there. It's like, bam, right in the center where all the casinos are and everything.
Yep.
And there's different tribes, different traditions, but they all have the same exact problem. The people that are missing are from everywhere. And just like our young children and our young adults and everything, they're being shipped out of the country. And a lot of them still go by their traditional names. They have their numbers. Well, they're lost in the system.
Yep. It's really sad when you put it all together and you start realizing how bad shit really is in this world. It gets me. It gets to me on a daily basis.
I spend pretty much every day pulling up one piece of information or another, and every time I look, you see different organizations that are trying to do something. But we need to reach out. And I'm not saying giving money, because money is not always the solution to the problem. Awareness is the thing that we can give that doesn't cost us anything.
Awareness is the key.
You know, if we can take a little bit of time out of our life, pass on the information, get that awareness out there.
I mean, there's some
Yeah,
really
they
big
are.
YouTube creators on YouTube. There's some really big creators on YouTube. It's got a lot of followers that, you know, you won't see them putting out an MMIW statement or statistic or anything on the fifth. And why not? That's a million fucking people they could be reaching. Why? Because they just don't care.
Well, in my
And-
opinion, I think that people worry too much about the public landscape with the political landscape being crossed over, and they're like, oh, well, you're that way and this way. And like we were talking about earlier, as sad as it is that they could help those people, that they're worried about losing views. But that's
You know, and
tragic.
it is amazing because I've been learning a lot when it comes to the indigenous, and they offer so many solutions to a lot of our pollution, a lot of our issues, and everything. And again, I think they're getting lost in the system. And I hate using the word they, but it's like because they are put on a reservation. Well, a lot of these reservations don't have street names or house numbers. So when a person comes up missing, you can't just say, oh, well, it's, house 4 on such and such street. They don't have house numbers. They don't have, and a lot of them will still have like their clan houses and stuff like that. It's different. And with the whole police situation, they're not learning to work together.
It's almost like they're encouraged to work against each other. It's weird.
This has been going on since the Hoover administration, with empty promises made towards the indigenous people to help them find their missing. This didn't start yesterday or the day before. This goes back years. They're finding remains from boarding schools in mass graves of just bodies that were thrown in there. And the only way that they're being able to tell anything is through DNA testing. Now, how would you feel if that was your family member?
Some people would be hurt.
Well,
Can you just imagine that, your young child is gone, just gone. And nobody cares. Nobody's taking a report. Nobody's doing a news article. Nobody is even out looking.
When you actually call the police department, they tell you, if you call down here again, we're going to come and arrest you and fucking cite you for harassment.
Yes. And that actually happened to a friend of ours living on a reservation. Her daughter was, her daughter's life was taken.
Her daughter and her nephew.
The problem was they didn't do anything. They never went looking for the people who did it. There had been reports that her daughter was having some issues and stuff. Nothing was done about it. And then it was too late when they found her. And then when she wanted information,
don't do much now about anything. I worked at a hotel for a year, and I saw this guy that was going to just waylay this girl, and I stepped in, and I took the manager of the hotel called the cops. They come over. I knew one of them, and I was going to step in, and I did. I stepped in between the both of them. I said, "You're not going to hit her on my watch," is what I said. And I looked at the cops. You could tell she'd been brutalized in some form or another. And they
you're
let
from
them
the
go back.
Northeast, aren't you?
Where am I?
You're in the Northeast, aren't you?
I am. You can tell by my
Yeah,
accent. I'm in Maine.
Dialect. It's a dialect, not an accent.
Oh, is that what it's called? Yeah, no, I'm in Maine.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
I kind of figured. I could tell just from the way you said certain words.
yeah, I was a lobsterman for years. But anyway, I stepped in and they didn't arrest him, but they had to come back over 3 times that night just to tell them to quiet down because the argument was so bad. Now, that being said, not even 2 months ago, my wife was sitting in her car, brand new car. She just got it not long ago at all, and sitting at Walgreens parking lot. I was in getting a prescription. Had her seatbelt on. She had her handicap placard in. Guy came in drunk. I mean, like really drunk. Sideswiped the whole driver's side of her car. They never even arrested him. And they knew he was drunk. He was passing out on the steering wheel while they were trying to talk to him. And they let him go. Yep, those are the 2 words that they used, was bad domestic violence and drug busts are the only calls that they go to now because they're so defunded. They're just absolutely so defunded.
And that's such a shame because that's happening everywhere across
All
the
over the
state.
United States. Everywhere.
Ridiculous.
Okay, take my underwear off. I hang them on your phone.
So we know what Aaron's going to be doing on the 5th.
Yep.
He's just going to strip down naked, put a big red hand across his face, and run around town.
That
Look
does
like
rough
he's gonna put it on
something.
my face.
Now, see, if I did something like that, they'd arrest me.
Well, no, they're
But you'd
gonna
make
try.
the
They're gonna try
news.
to arrest me.
But you'd make the news. I mean, think about it. You strip down naked, you put a red hand across your face, you'll definitely get the news' attention.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, you get
It's
some
definitely not
attention,
out. It's
all right.
definitely not out of my playbook yet. It's still in my playbook. I might just do it. You never know.
It's not okay. Put a red dress on and a red hand across your face. That's good enough. That'll still get attention. Well, probably not anymore. I mean, the dress part. Probably nobody would even think twice about it. But
Yeah. Oh, look at that dude in the dress. Big deal. We see dudes in the dress all the time.
I was just told we got to start streaking again like the 70s.
yes,
Yeah,
well,
I'm
that's
down.
where. Last year, I was trying to get everyone to agree, everyone in each one of your states that is a part of the channel, to go get a blanket, some signs, and just sit and do a quiet protest in front of the courthouse. Because if we could all do that on the same exact day, that would get media attention. Even if it's, one person or two people, as long as there's every single state building, it really doesn't matter if it's a courthouse, as long as it's a state building, or just go right in front of, a news truck and get the attention.
Busiest intersection in your town.
Yeah, you might have to compete for space though with the people holding up the cardboard signs asking for change.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll just give him some change and tell him, there you go. You got a day's worth of wages. Get the hell out of here. I'm busy. You know what I mean? Like I've already done this once this year, and like it was freezing cold. We had a storm rolling in on February 14th. My daughter and I were standing at our courthouse doing the same thing we're planning on doing on the 5th, and shit. We got a pretty good little. Our message we received very well. We actually had an indigenous woman walk by who started crying when she read what the sign said, and that we was out there actually creating awareness about this issue. So, I've already done it once, and I'm down to do it again, and I'm going to do it again. So, I hope that a lot more people.
It's not about donating money. It's not about any of that stuff. It's awareness. If we could just start with some awareness, 5 seconds out of your day, write it on your car windows. Draw up a couple of signs, run them off on a printer. Ask if you could put them up in the windows at local stores. Any which way that you can think.
Go print out 25 copies of a piece of paper with a red hand on it that says MMI awareness, it's real, and go stick it and go tack it to a telephone pole, to 25 telephone poles. Go tape it on a telephone pole. It don't matter if there's a million people around or not. Somebody's gonna see it, somebody's gonna go and do the research on it and see what it is, and it's gonna help. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
And
I have
it
a lot of
just
friends
takes.
in Maine that own marijuana clinics. I'm sure they'd put up signs.
That would be awesome.
And they get
Because it
traffic all the
just
time.
takes one of us to get things going.
I'll do it. I'll streak first.
My wife said she'll
Community
streak first.
center, rec center.
Go to the courthouse.
My wife said she'll streak right through the courthouse.
I'll pay for your bond. I'll bond you out.
Aaron said he'll pay for your bond, dear.
Okay.
Okay. She's a 60s
No,
girl.
let me
Right.
say that first. I probably know
She
everybody in
she
the
grew up in the 60s, so she knows about protests and revolutions and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
Hell
see,
yeah.
Really
that's
knows
just
about it.
it. And it doesn't have to be anything like some crazy outlandish thing, but
Wow. Well,
just
crazy and
get it
outlandish is my
out
wife's
there.
middle name. There's no
Get it out
halfway with
there.
her.
Start a conversation. Get people fired up. Let them understand that if one person, just like that shampoo commercial, you tell a friend, she tells a friend, everybody tells a friend, they keep telling a friend, and before you know it, awareness is out there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like in half an hour that my daughter and I stood out at our courthouse, on the corner at a courthouse, holding our sign. In the half hour, 45 minutes that we did that, we probably had 1,000 cars drive by and a half a dozen people walk by. And I guarantee you, out of 1,000 of those cars, at least 100 of them went home and looked up what the hell the MMIW was to begin with, because they had no idea.
And
And
that's
that's what
what
it's
I
about.
find
It's
really
about
heartbreaking. Because I have actually talked to people and they just look at you like you got two heads and they're like, what?
yeah. Yep.
So this is what we need to do. And like I said, not just during this week when it's really, really, really being pushed, but every day of the year, just start up that conversation. It's a great way to just meet someone new. You're in a coffee
Yeah.
shop, you're in Walmart, you're wherever, just start talking.
I've actually like here's how fucked up the situation is, okay? And this is for real. Like I've had people legitimately ask me, TK, why the hell are you doing this? Why am I doing what? Trying to raise awareness about an issue in our country? Well, yeah, you're not native. Oh, I didn't know
I've
I had
had
to be
that same
native to
thing.
be to have a concern about an issue in our country.
Exactly.
Like,
And that's the sad part of the whole thing. It's like this should not be about a demographic. This should just be something that we do as human beings.
yeah, because it's the right fucking thing to do. I mean, I've been blown away many times by people, and I'm just like, why aren't you doing it? You're asking
No,
me why I'm
and
doing
you
it
do.
because you're not native. You're not native, so why are you doing it? Like, what
Well,
does
it's
that
the
have to do
same
with
thing.
anything?
If you're putting up a poster for a missing child, well, why am I putting up the poster? It's not my kid that's missing. It's the same thing because we're all human, and it's what we should be doing.
Yep. We all bleed red. We all bleed red. And like,
There's
anyway,
still somebody's mother. There's still somebody's father. There's still somebody's grandparent. There's still somebody's child.
yeah. And I don't really care what color your skin is. If you are a human being, I care about you.
But just take a look at the community on YouTube where everybody is talking about certain missing children. Do you know
Look
how
at
many
YouTube.
children are missing throughout the United States alone?
Look at how many people put up signs over lost animals.
Oh, don't even get me going there. Mm-mm.
And I'm sorry, hey, I love animals, but people are much more important than Fluffy the cat that lived down the road for 84 years, and now
I
he's
spent
I
four
agree.
gone.
hours
I
looking
agree.
for the owner of a dog. Okay. So, yes, to me, I love animals. I love people. To
Oh,
me,
I
that
love
everyone is important.
hey, I love my pets, but I mean, there's got to be a pecking order somewhere in the rational mind to say, man, that person is a lot more important than Bowser the dog. that
let's say
I don't
your
know.
dog and your child go missing at the same time in different places. Which one are you going to go look? Which one are you going to invest more time in?
Well, boy, you asking me that
Which
question in
one of my
today's
kids is
landscape.
missing?
I have two. I have some.
Sorry.
I have different thoughts
Oh,
on that.
yeah. What's your
In
thoughts?
today's landscape, you'd have people putting up posters of their animals before they did their kids.
Yep, they would too.
That's the
It's
saddest
more
part.
of which one of my kids is missing.
Yeah, they might have a sign right beside that says, "Oh, and by the way, if you see little Jimmy,
Exactly.
like,
That was
hey,
terrible.
I know,
I'm
hey,
sorry.
I'm just honest. I'm brutally honest.
We've got plenty of pets.
Yeah, I've had plenty of animals, and I loved all my animals. They are part of my family. But
Me
are
too.
they my daughters? Hell no, they're not my daughters. Of course they're not. My daughters are a lot smarter than that. They wouldn't run out in the street and get hit by a truck just because somebody threw a tennis ball.
50-50
If
with
they did, then I'm going to put
Oprah's
another
mine.
poster up
Oprah's
that says,
daughter's
"Help
mine.
my kids."
Yeah, I get it. I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I-
no, I mean, but it's so sad. I mean, realistically, how many commercials do you see for animal shelters needing this, that, and the
I'm going
next
to send
thing?
up an animal poster.
And then there's people sleeping on the streets.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
you'll
Oh, I
see
know.
you'll see people donate blankets and all this other stuff to a shelter for an animal, and
Yeah.
they'll walk by someone sleeping on the street.
Oh, yeah, and they spend some money on those blankets too. It's like, I don't know.
I mean,
People
our
are wild
society is messed up.
nowadays. What kind of a statement is it? Is that what
I
you
mean,
asked?
our
Oprah?
society is our society is really messed up when you think about it.
Oh, because it is. It's getting worse. I mean,
Look,
I
when we have
I won't get into the
citizens,
biblical side of that aspect, but it's very biblical. I mean, it says a lot of that in the Bible that people stop caring for one another. I mean, like I say, when I see people walking around with 180 flyers of a cat that, Grandma Nettie has had for 43 years, the cat's got one eye, one ear, half a paw. Like, boy, I hope you can find him. I got more coyotes up here in this area. And they're like, the coyotes won't eat them. And that's another thing. People think that all animals just hold hands and frolic through the woods together.
Kumbaya.
Yeah, sing kumbaya at the campfire. And, it's like, no, it's not like that, guys. It's nature. It's just nature, dude. Trust me. Coyote comes screaming across your lawn if your cat's out there. Fluffy's going for a ride, and he's just not coming back. But
I've seen some crazy stuff living in Arizona with these great big birds that come down and pick up like small dogs and everything. So yeah, I've seen some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't get it. It's like, where's your mindset at? I mean,
but this just proves it more and more. It's like, as a society, it's almost like we stopped caring about each other.
Well, we have,
and
it's dumbed down to us because
it's not like it's because we have quit caring about each other.
What's that again?
That's what drives the narrative.
I didn't hear all that.
It's not that we are becoming like we have as a civilization. We have quit caring about the person standing next to us.
Oh, sure we have. I mean, it's easy for people to say, well, what's it going to benefit me? And that's exactly.
See, but not all of us. Okay, I will take myself out of that category because when I'm in the store, I'm still that strange person. I will buy somebody their groceries. I don't want acknowledgement though.
No,
it's like I will leave the money and
the
I will
Bible's very clear about that. He says, "Don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing." That means Jesus was saying, if you've done something nice, I see it. He said, "Why do you have to have everybody else seeing it?"
And it's like truly, it's like I still try to help people, and unfortunately,
look at me.
There is a lot of people that are choosing their path to try to live off of other people. And you'll see a lot of the people on the streets like that. And you do have to question because there's a lot of scammers out there. It's like if you got a gorgeous motorhome sitting there parked in Walmart's parking lot and you're standing over on the street corner and you're like, I need money. Dude, if you can afford that $210,000 motorhome, you should be giving me money.
You need money? Why need a nice motorhome?
It's like, no. So yes, as a society, we do have to be careful who we help. But there's a lot of people out there, and it does break down to we've turned our back. It's like we walk through life with blinders on.
It's because we went from a country being about united, us, we to a country divided in its me, I.
Exactly, and that needs to change.
Well, there's a lot of other things that stir that cauldron, in my opinion. I mean, if you really talk to people about anything, the old saying is the two things you don't talk about is politics or religion. It'll start a fight. And boy, there's no truer saying than that right now. Because if you look at most of society, you're either on one side or the other. There's no in between. There's no compromise. There's no nothing.
But again, how do you divide politics and religion? Because doesn't our money say "In God We Trust"?
Well, yeah, but they're slowly taking that away in Washington.
That too. Taking the pledge out of school, taking away all the pride, taking everything.
Going in and putting your hand on the Bible in court's kind of a joke now. Everybody's like, oh well, it's just kind of routine. This is how we do it, and this is how we've always done it. And well, no, let's look at the meaning behind that. Let's seriously look at the meaning behind that. When you put your hand on that book, you want to be making sure you're ready to tell the truth.
And it's not meant to offend anybody, but we as Americans have to start taking care of we Americans again.
I've been saying it for months. Like I've been saying it forever. The fact that our government is sending millions and billions of dollars around the fucking world. We got homeless veterans. We got homeless children eating on the streets and sleeping on the streets right now.
There you go.
Exactly.
That's
what the fuck are we doing?
And our elderly are being booted from their homes and no one cares about it. Their rent hikes are insane because they've taken off the cap for the rent hikes. They can charge whatever they want to charge. People can't afford to live. And then the people who are getting assistance from the state end up losing their homes because once they apply to get any sort of medical or food or anything, they have to turn over their homes and everything afterwards. This is wrong.
That's way wrong. I mean, it's not gonna. Again, I can't help but not turn to biblical stuff. I mean, I went to school to be a preacher, but I stepped away because I think I've told Aaron this. I couldn't stand the hypocrisy of it.
Exactly.
Of the pastors that if you smelled like beer and cigarettes, they didn't want you, but if you smelled like $100 bills, you're the person for the job. Well,
you're on the front row.
Right, I had a very serious argument with the pastor over that, and I looked at him and said, you fucking realize that Jesus dragged around 12 fishermen. I was a fisherman for 11 years, and I can promise you, I wouldn't want to drag around 12 guys that I worked with on the dock because I probably would hit myself right in the head with a handle. What's that, Aaron?
I said me neither.
No, I mean it's a hard group. It's a very, very hard group. But why Jesus did that is because he knew once they learned it, once they got it, and they could accept those teachings that they had it. They truly, truly got it. That's why I told another pastor, I said, I'm not here to change anybody. I can share my life experience with anybody on the planet. And if it helps them out of the situation they're in, thank God. Because truly, it had nothing to do with me.
See, okay, now on that same aspect, I don't believe in giving a handout. I believe in giving a hand up.
Amen.
And I've had many people come live in my house, and I've helped them get jobs. I've helped them get on their feet.
You gave a family a car.
I've given away 2 cars, but you know what? They were trying. It's easier to help somebody.
Exactly.
I just told somebody that today. It's easy to, because this one person, all they do is bitch about, oh, you know, when they got a 2-story house and they got cars and they get donations all the time. And I just looked at her and I said, you know, I said, it's so much easier to help somebody that's willing to try to help themselves than it is just to hand out
Exactly.
money. Than it is just to give you $100 bills every day, just to say, well, you know, I'm doing a good thing. That's not a good thing. I said, you're not learning anything. You're learning that, man, I can sit back and I can call on good old John and he'll come over and give me another $100. Nope, get off your ass. Go get a job. I don't care if it's at a convenience store. I don't care if you're picking up dog shit in the park. Try something. You
I've
gotta
had
make
people,
some sort of effort.
and I had to actually teach them how to refinish my cabinets for my kitchen, but I paid him to refinish my cabinets. I gave him a place to live. I gave him food and everything because he stayed here. And then he went on and used that skill to go get a job.
Yeah,
So it's like,
right there.
I think I gave him a hand up. I wasn't just saying, here, you know, come live off of me and do nothing. No.
Right, but the
You're
great
gonna-
part about it is within you teaching that, he learned another life skill, but at the same time, you made him earn it.
Exactly.
You didn't just say, oh, well, sit back. I got you. I got you. No, it's okay. I understand. Yeah. And other those rare cases sometimes that people need help. And that, yeah, I've had some friends that have worked their asses off their whole life and they've taken sick or their wife has taken sick and it did help. And that's different. That's something different. They're just kind of stuck. It's not that they don't want to go back to work. They're going to go back to work. But they just
Oh,
kind of need
yeah.
a
I mean,
hand
there's
out.
always going to be a situation. But if
Right.
you have a person who is willing and wants to, then you give that person a hand up and say, okay, now you have the tools to do what you can do,
Right.
which means
A
you
hand
can
up is
succeed.
a hand up is much different than a hand out.
Exactly.
I mean, it's much different.
Yep.
And I always
You know,
tell
it's like
people,
the
just
old-
pay it forward.
Yeah. You know, it's like the old saying: give a man a fish, feed him for a day; teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime.
Amen.
Exactly.
No truer saying.
I mean,
And that's why our kids today are soft. Get those kids
Soft.
out there, make a mow a lawn, shovel a driveway, go earn some money, learn what
Get
it's
off your
like.
yeah,
game.
Exactly. You know, I got no problem with it. I got my grandkids, they clean the house, they mow the lawn, they do yard work.
Stinking
You don't
it
get
right.
something for nothing in this world. So
No,
if
you
you
sure
don't
don't.
want to do this, if you don't want to do this for the rest of your life, at the same time, get your education.
Exactly.
mhm.
Exactly.
Because I'm
Yep.
not going to be around forever.
Yep.
You're
No,
not?
I'm not. I can tell you that for a fact. None of us are going to be around forever.
And all we can do is
I
give
know
them the
that for
tools that
sure.
we need, teach them the values and morals and everything that they need so they can go succeed. What they do with that afterwards, we don't have control over.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
We make them life cripples when we always give handouts.
Exactly. And, you know, I did this back in Reno. I used to take bag lunches, and there was a lot of homeless people that lived in the park and everything. And I would ask them, it's like, well, is there any reason why you can't do basic manual labor?
Right.
Okay,
There's
good. Then
nothing
you're
wrong
going to
with it.
come home with me because I need my lawn mowed. I need some work done. I need this done. So I'll feed you, I'll pay you, but you're going to work for it. Oh, I used
And
to
it's
get in all
healthy
kinds
for
of
the
trouble for that
soul.
because, yeah, my ex-husband did not appreciate me doing that. But it's like you have to give someone a chance.
Yeah.
Yep.
A chance, not multiple chances. A chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. You have to give them the opportunity to, you know, okay, you want to come back tomorrow? Great. I'll give you something else to do. But you're not just going to sit
Exactly.
on my front porch and drinking a beer and going, yeah, this is cool. No, dude.
Mhm.
I guarantee you this: every day that you come back, if you want, every time you come back, I will have something for you to do.
You don't have an opening
Trust
for
and
that at your
believe
house,
that.
Oprah?
What's that?
I said, you don't have an opening for that at your house? Sitting on your porch and drinking a beer, and you'll give me something to eat?
Oh no, no. Mm-mm.
Oh,
No,
I was
I
gonna say I was
do.
gonna apply, but
I do have an assisted living across the street from my house, though, and I do a lot of crocheting and stuff. So I'll bring stuff over to them, and we'll get talking and stuff. And I I think I'm getting something more because I value like what they're sharing with me and their stories and stuff like that. So I'm giving my time to them so they're not alone, but I think that I'm getting more out of it.
Mhm.
And that's
well,
another way that we can help society.
I think if we stop learning off each other and one another, and we think that we've learned it all, boy, we are sadly mistaken. So I think stuff that you do like
Yeah.
that is very healthy for you, and we all need that little boost and that little recharge.
No, and I
Everybody
do,
needs
and
it.
I
Every one
encourage
of
my
us.
grandkids to do it and everything because it's like they get a chance, the opportunity to hear, and I love it when they talk to veterans because they're getting that firsthand knowledge, which you're not getting in school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what, it's the same thing with, believe it or not, the MMIW awareness. Take some time and get to know about the reservations in your area. Seriously. Don't be afraid to go start up a conversation. And it's not going to be an easy conversation to start, but get to know some of the indigenous people. Absolutely amazing, productive group of people. Don't fall into a stereotype of thinking, well, they sit around the reservation just drinking all day. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Very
family.
informative, very traditional, absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
It doesn't, we can learn so much from each other,
Exactly.
and it's all aspects of life.
Yep. Absolutely.
Perfectly said, Oprah.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like I've been
Perfectly said.
hogging up your whole show. Sorry.
Hey, this is your forte. Like I was telling everybody here before you even got here today. I was like, like check out Opa's Angels channel. Like she puts out more MMIW awareness than I even do, and like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I
today
don't
is
do
about
like
you and what you're
lives or
saying.
anything like that. I put it out in the community post, just trying to spread the awareness. And a lot of what I share comes from a lot of channels that have been putting this out for 10, 15 years. And the sad part is it's the same information. I mean, you think about frustration. 15 years later, you're still trying to get the same awareness out.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It'll come
Now
back to
imagine
you.
how much. Now imagine how much awareness out there if it was the MMIWW. The missing and murdered ignorant white women. You know what I mean?
See,
Imagine,
that's just it,
imagine.
though. And this is what I brought up earlier. Look at these channels that are covering the crime of these missing kids. Stereotype, blonde hair, blue eyes. These are the kids that we're looking for. Wake up,
Yep.
people. Open your eyes. How many children every day from every state, every race, color, creed is out there? And you're only focusing on what? The ones that are going to bring you in the most attention, the most money?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
poor little white girl is
Over
missing.
over 2,000 children a day go missing in the United States.
Yeah, but the sad
But we're
part
not
is
seeing them out there, are we?
no, because you know why? They're not attached to somebody like I said, a sports star, a movie star. You let something like that happen, God forbid. All children are just as important as the next, in my eyes. But boy, if that was
Yeah, it doesn't matter what
a
color their skin.
politician or a sports star or a music star, man, it would be
Yeah.
plastered everywhere.
Right.
It would be
And we're
plastic.
not.
And I don't want to hear the bullshit excuse of, oh, they have the money to do it. No, they don't have the money to do it. It's just that people think that they're held in a higher regard than just a regular kid that goes to school and kicks rocks on the playground all day. No, they're not held in any higher regard. A child is a child is a child.
Exactly.
Amen. Amen.
And it frustrates me because look at how many inner city children are missing. And then don't even get me started with Aaron's other topic for his channel, because the abuse rates.
Yeah, don't get me
And that is
started
a
on that.
combination. That is a combination of the MMIW, of every single ethnic race out there. And
Amen. Oprah,
who's
preach
doing
that shit,
anything?
girl. Fucking preach that shit.
Who's doing anything about it? Who is out there? You know, it's not just that cute little white girl. No, it's not. There's babies. There's young adults. There's older adults. There is so many people who have been abused on a daily basis. And
Well,
who's
Aaron has
covering
enlightened
it?
me since I've been on this station that the prison terms that go along with that is just ludicrous. I mean, man,
And we have to
especially
be so afraid how we say something,
I'm not
because we
afraid
don't want
about
to
how I say
offend someone.
anything. It is what it
This
is.
is just it. Social media is the place where this information needs to be out. And we're basically have to watch how we say something because it's against terms of service or what words you use. Well, it's very hard to come up with alternate words when you're talking about abuse. It's very hard to come up with, you can't sugarcoat everything.
No,
There
I
is
call
a
them pieces of
reality.
shit. That's what I call them. That's exactly what I call them. And that's exactly what I've always called them, and nobody will ever change my mind on that. They're not going to silence me on how I feel about it or what I want to say about it.
A sex trafficker, a pedophile, they're not picking and choosing to a point. They have their types that they like.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make a difference. They're all out there in every race, color, creed.
Yeah, they have their types that they like, all right, innocent and defenseless.
Right. And they're being trafficked, just like with the MMI. That's why this channel works so well, because it's both together.
Right.
And the laws need to be changed on every aspect, because you have the abuse. You have the children who are being sexually abused by these pedophiles. These pedophiles are walking around where no one can touch them because they have all the rights. And and I don't like to use this word victim, because I think it's a survivor. Because if you survive
Survivor is a much
that,
better word.
exactly.
Survivor is a lot better word, and where
It's just a lot better word, but to get the severity of what happens, that word victim, it gets attention.
Oh, absolutely, it does. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Wordplay is huge and stuff for what you guys, what we all represent, really. I mean, what we all stand for.
Yeah.
But the saddest part is what Oprah is saying is that they've put these. I don't know what you call them, doctors or psychiatrists or whatever, and they say, well, they're lacking problems. Yeah, they're lacking problems, all right. They're lacking brain issues, and they didn't have this growing up. Bullshit. You know what they need? They need their asses
Hear their
whooped.
sad sob story. Their sob stories mean absolutely nothing. You have destroyed the innocence of a human being.
Right. I don't care.
I don't care about what you want.
Stories.
Oh, you go to court, you get the right lawyer, this, that, the next thing, and then you're out there and you get special housing while you're in jail. Where is the care and concern of the actual person, the victim, the innocent victim during that? They didn't get the care and concern. They didn't get the kid gloves. No, there was some animal destroying their life, which they have to live with through the rest of their life. And this piece of trash has every right afterwards. Oh, we're going to keep you in segregation and we're going to make sure that your life is okay. And you are not going to have anyone come and put up a sign in your neighborhood because, oh, your rights. What about the rights of the people that they destroyed? A life was
Like this,
destroyed. Maybe they are not passed on, but you know what? A good portion of their life has already passed on. It was ripped out of them.
When you rip the innocence out of a child at that time, it does such irreparable damage. It's just amazing to me. The one thing that amazes me is how these pieces of shit can get some public defender and then get backed by the state and get backed by the government and they get all kinds of money to have that public defender up there because he's just not quite wired right. He's not wired right. I got the cure for that. Send him to Maine. We do all kinds of rewiring
47
up there.
cent case. I call them 47-cent cases. Why? Because that costs about 47 cents to make a 9mm bullet.
Exactly. Oh, but they're right.
Gee,
Don't offend them. Don't publicize their crime. These are sick individuals. No.
Build a separate prison connected to your prison that nobody can get to besides pedophiles, and give them their own chow hall, and give them their own bunks, and let all these pedophiles sit in the same room together and talk about their glory days of raping and molesting
young
children.
People starving on the street, and you know where that money's going? To keep that piece of garbage alive.
Yep.
Chew glass, dude, because no, you don't deserve the right to breathe the same air.
No. Let's rephrase that. You don't deserve to breathe.
Exactly.
Period.
If anybody's curious that hasn't been victimized by a pedophile, and you want to know what kind of lifestyle that happens to 95% of the people who get molested and raped as a child, get a hold of me. I'll have a private conversation with you, and I'm the poster child of what happens to victims when they become victimized as a child.
Every part of you is no longer the same. Your thought process, your daily living, everything is different. But let's make sure that piece of scum pedophile isn't uncomfortable for the rest of their life. What about the fear factor? What about the everyday trauma that they caused?
What about having the knowledge of what innocence is without ever knowing what your innocence was? Want me to say that again?
And then,
what about the fact
for the
that
rest
having
of
the
your life,
knowledge
you
about
look.
innocence? Yeah.
You
Nobody
look
can
at
give that
every
back to
single
me.
person differently. Your trust levels are gone for the rest of your life. You're looking at somebody wondering, and then wondering, do they know? Walk around knowing that every time somebody looks at you, in the question in the back of your head is like, do they know?
Yeah.
People seem to forget about that, but it's okay because we'll make sure that person, that piece of scum, has special housing and food to eat and a comfy place to sleep and TVs and all this other stuff. And we don't want them to, even when they're out on the street, because it's okay. We'll let you register level 1, 2, or 3. I don't care what you're registering as. You're an animal.
Am I or am I not, and will I or will I not forever be classified as a sexually abused child? Yes, I will be. Nobody on this earth or off of this earth, whether you're the president or you're Jesus or you're God, can take that away and make that different about. Nobody can change that for me. So there's not no specific list that I can be put on for 10 years and only be a victim for 10 years. And as soon as that 10-year date comes up, I'm poof, magically no longer a victim. Here's your innocence back. Congratulations. No, fuck that. I will be a fucking victim for the rest of my life. This is something that somebody decided for me. Why did they get a register for fucking 5 years, 10 years, and get off and no longer be classified as a fucking sex offender? Did they sexually offend somebody? Yes. Then you are that for the rest of your fucking life.
Talk about hanging a sign. They need to tattoo it across their forehead. I was a child
The sadistic
molester.
part is these people are not caught until they've destroyed so many lives. They're not caught
They
the
don't
first
ever. They
time.
don't get.
They're not caught the
99
second time.
Yeah, 99% of them have nine. Okay, look, this is an average, and it's a low ball average. Okay, but an average pedophile that had started molesting children at the age of 18, because that's when they could. That this is what the survey was on, and most of them don't ever even get caught. But they have anywhere between, on average, of 10 to 15 victims in their lifetime, and that's low. Like the person that molested and raped me, he's been a child molester his entire life. I guarantee you he has a couple hundred children, if not more, under his belt, you guys. This is a real fucking problem, and nobody wants to do shit about it. He's like, protect him, protect him, protect him. If you get on the NSOR, the National Sex Offender Registry website, and you read their shit, before they let you see one person on that registry, you have to agree in a legally binding contract to not cause harm or discontent or harass anybody you find on that fucking list. I don't care how bad your fucking life is. You took the innocence of a child. You deserve to have the worst life imaginable.
Yeah.
You can't find a
And
child.
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
give a
saying.
fuck.
You can't
find
you can't put their
I don't
picture
fucking
up.
care.
You can't put their picture up in your neighborhood when they're living in your neighborhood. Oh, they have all their rights and everything. So the rest of society has to live in a lockdown facility constantly. We are the prisoners. They have the rights. Our children can't go out and play because you ever look at all the red dots in your area? Pull it up sometime.
Yeah.
And that's only the ones that are actually registered.
Yeah.
That's not counting the ones that went to court, that beat their charges because they made some kind of fucking plea bargain deal with the motherfucking prosecuting attorney, because that prosecuting attorney is just so fucking horny to get that motherfucking conviction, they'll do anything to get it. That's not counting the ones
And the
that'll
ones with
never get caught because
thousands.
nobody came forward.
And the ones with
It's
thousands
ridiculous.
of images on their computers and such. And they're not even separate incidents. They're all clumped together. No.
And I feel people are like, well, G2K, that's not good enough. 1 year per image. Well, you got to keep in mind that 99% of these parasites that get caught with pornographic pictures of children don't get caught with just 1 or 5 or 10 or 20. They get caught with hundreds upon thousands of them. I did a story.
Doctors, lawyers, teachers, police officers. They
Judges,
all get
attorneys.
their way out of it. Exactly.
I think
it's
you
all
ought to
hush
start
my wife
public
just read about another
hangings and
piece
public executions again.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
There you go. Thank you. I
That's
think it
what
should
I
be
think.
done in the
I'll
middle
throw
of town
that
square,
first. I'll
and
throw that
everybody
first.
should
hanging
come
a few
and
little boys from the old oak tree, or start using the guillotine to lop their heads off. I bet you'll start seeing things change. And that's just
That's what I'm
one
saying.
offense.
Thank you,
That's not,
John. Thank you,
huh?
John.
yes, thank you.
Thank you.
No, I ain't
100%.
asshole at all about this crap. I'll tell you right now, there's nothing worse and there's nothing lower than an adult woman or an adult male, and yeah, women do it too.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Right. There's no segregation there to say, well, it's just a man. No, women do it too. I've heard of it. I was a pastor, and that was one of the things that I had when I counseled. The first question: have you ever molested a kid? If they said yes, I had to call the police right there, so I can't talk to you. And I'll tell you right now, you start swinging some of these people from the highest oak tree, or start cutting their heads off, or even a good old public
They're going to
shooting.
naturally eliminate themselves from that category.
What's that?
You start fucking executing these motherfuckers. They're going to naturally start taking themselves out of that equation of getting caught. If you make, here's the reality of it. I don't remember what country it is, but a country like 32 years ago had enough with people being killed by drunk drivers. So this country made the penalty for drinking and driving. If you get pulled over and you blow a .001, the penalty is execution. They shoot you on the fucking spot. You don't get to go to court. You don't go to court. You don't see a judge. You don't get a jury. You don't get any of that shit. You know how many?
Is it Iran or Iraq?
I think it was Turkey. I think it was Turkey.
Okay, I know it was somewhere in the Middle East.
Yeah, but you know how many DUIs this country has recorded in the last 30 years? None. Fucking none.
Yeah.
None. It went from the worst
the whole
country in the world,
landscape.
DUI deaths, to none.
And how I feel about it is, you let the victim pull the trigger at the execution, or you let him drop the blade on the guillotine on the head, or
Thank you for
you let.
being here, Embassy Sweets. Awesome.
Building's going again in the middle of town.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
You have
it's
a
just
great night, hon.
it's just absolute lunacy how society thinks about these pieces of shit. It just drives
Yeah.
me insane that they can say, "Oh, he had it. We've all had it rough. He's had it rough. We've all had it rough at one point in time. Some rougher than others. Aaron's living proof of it. I was very fortunate. I had a great father and a great mother. My father was a badass guy. He was a wicked good dude, and he loved all of us. I'm the last of 8, and we was all very fortunate that way. But I hear a story like Aaron, and this guy's like, "Oh well, he's got to have his rights," and yeah, no, he doesn't. Nope, no rights at all. Nope.
You gave up that right the second you
Just the minute
decided to
he
touch
did
a
that to
child.
you. Just the minute that he did whatever he did to you, he
Instantly.
gave up that right.
Every right that you fucking have, you gave it up for that.
I say we dress him
I
up
don't
like an
care how
animal.
miserable your life is. I don't care if you ever get a fucking job anywhere. I don't care if you have to live on the fucking street for the rest of your life. I don't care. I don't. You didn't care about this thing. Like, my innocence was taken from me before I even knew what the fuck innocence was.
Right. The first 5 years of a child's
One of my
life.
first memories is a. Go ahead. Sorry, John.
The first 5 years of a child's life is their programming years. What they're taught within those years is usually how they turn out, unless they're very, very lucky, and they can take a break free from that. But my thoughts of all those child predators, no matter what they are, is we take them over to Africa when those Nile crocodiles do their migration. We dress them up gazelles and let them go down the river and get a drink.
There you go.
See, mine was more. I wanted to take like a big open area, like an area in Montana or Wisconsin or something, and set up a nice arena, put cameras there, take bets, throw them all out there, and just take
I say once a year. Once a year, take all the people that have been convicted of this crime, put them in an arena, and say, "Here's immunity for one of you. For one of you, go for it. The one that gets immunity, shoot him on the spot."
Yep.
Your immunity, you got immunity from being killed by your other fellow chomos. Like, you don't get immunity from anything else. You got a date with God, and I'd be happy to send you there. Hands down, I don't give a fuck.
And I can tell you, no matter how anybody believes, that's the worst thing that they're ever going to have to face is God's judgment. He's so clear about it in the Bible. He said, if you bring a child to sin, you'd be better off with a millstone tied around your neck and dumped into the deepest part of the ocean than to have to face me on the day of judgment.
Actually, Mr. John, I'm not well versed in the Bible and how it's stated, but this is one I do know very well. It actually says it would be better for you to tie a millstone around your neck and to drop yourself into the bottom of the fucking ocean. That's what it says.
I don't think that I know that people nowadays don't realize the preciousness that Jesus used his children when he was walking through the crowd. He said, "Well, how must we be? How must we be to accept this? How must we be to learn this?" Jesus looks around, he grabs a child, and he brings that child out, and he points at him, and he says, "Just like this little fella." And what he meant by that was that he's accepting and knowing of what I'm telling him is the truth. And he just accepts it and he does it. And that's the sad part about child predators, is that they really study that scripture. I was taught this in school, is that they really study that scripture. And they know that because a child will do exactly what it's horrible. I hate it. I hate it. My brother and I used to have theories and things that we would do, and I'm just glad I never followed through on any of them because some of them were pretty sadistic. And the sad part about that is that they would throw me in prison for the next 50 years.
Yep.
For killing a piece of shit.
Like if you have the knowledge that somebody is a pedophile and you beat their ass, you have just committed a hate crime.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just committed a hate crime.
Well, I guess it would fall into the right category because I hate those people.
Me too. So I guess I can't bitch about that one too much anymore because you're right. I never thought about it like that, but I mean it is
No.
100%. Yeah, it's a hate crime,
No, well,
but I shouldn't be charged that way.
no, absolutely not.
Oh, Bobby
So-
did it. He got arrested. And his kid was little playing T-ball. There was a guy
Yeah,
there for
what?
molesting little boys. Bobby told him 3 times to leave.
Yep.
Bobby beat him so bad he ended up in the hospital.
I don't know if you can hear my wife there. My
Yes.
my wife's brother-in-law. You know, you don't care if I mention him there. He was a criminal. He spent
My
50.
brother.
Her brother. He spent 50 years in a federal pen, and there was a pedophile at a t-ball game that his son was playing at, and he had warned him 3 times to stay away from him.
He told him to get away from there.
Get away from there. Don't even be around the ballpark. And the 4th time he saw him there, he went over and beat him
So bad.
so bad that he was on life support.
Well, your brother, Miss John, your brother is my hero of the day. So there you go.
I agree.
And he went to prison for it.
Yeah, he went to prison for it. So, yeah, that's
And I'll bet you
just
it's the first
I
time
would
that he
have
went
fought
to,
for his freedom.
and I'll bet you that that's the first time that he went to prison. He's like, okay, I'm all right being here this time.
I think that he was probably that way all the time. Bobby's he was. He's an older man now. He was definitely a scary guy, but great guy. I got along great with him. Him and I got along really
I would
good.
have been out there rallying, supporting for his freedom.
I bet you would have, Oprah. I have no doubt about that.
Oh, I'd still be screaming for his freedom, 100%.
Watching those little boys and talking to
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't.
Like-
I just I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Like
I don't get.
And you know why? You know why that is, Mr. John?
Why is that?
Because you're not that way. The only way somebody can fully understand the way something is and why people do what they do is to become that way. That's the reason why. Therefore, we will never understand. We will never understand why pedophiles do what they do because we're not pedophiles.
No. If a child comes to me and says I need help, and I can tell you right now, I'm every Marvel and DC superhero that you could ever imagine, because nobody's going to get through me to get to that child. Period.
That's right. I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
I am Batman. I'm Batman. You ain't kidding. They think so. I have a gun
Well,
collection.
I enjoyed talking to y'all, but I do got to go because my man got home from work. So.
All right.
Will you have a good morning, Oprah?
Go give Larry
You
some
too.
love. Go give Larry some love from G2K.
But it was great meeting you and your wife. Thank you so much. Hope to get a chance to talk to you guys again.
Yes,
Tell
right back
Sugar
at
Glider. Tell Sugar Glider I love her and I'm praying for her. And everybody have a good night. And don't forget MMIW awareness.
On the 5th, baby.
Love you, Opa.
Come on. We can all do it.
All right. Love you too. Bye.
Bye, Opa. Well, once again, Mr. John, it's down to you and me, my friend.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. You can't beat this pair with a full
Absolutely not.
house.
Yep.
Anybody touch that kid, I'd kill him right there, and it wouldn't bother me.
You know,
There's a lot of what?
Go ahead. What was your wife saying?
No, I was gonna say, go for it.
In the time that I've been in the time that I've been doing this YouTube channel, I actually started doing this awareness stuff long before the thought of even doing a YouTube channel or any kind of social media about it. It actually started when my kids were born, and my wife and I are both victims / survivors of childhood sexual abuse. And we as parents sat down and had a discussion about this very topic before my son was even born. And we vowed to do everything in our power possible to make sure, whether we just had one child or 15 of them, that none of our children would be able to fall in the same category that my wife and I do. Now, from the moment people ask me all the time, well, G2K, when's a good time to start talking to your child about this kind of issue? And I finally came up with like, I can't even say a specific age because all kids learn at different rates. So as soon as you no longer have to wipe your baby's ass, that's when you start talking to your child about no squares and what this issue is. You don't have to be cold and callous about it. You can make an interesting conversation. And knowledge is power. Power changes the way things are. So
Absolutely.
from the very moment that we basically figured our children could comprehend and understand legitimately the words that were coming out of our mouths, we spoke with them about this. My son's almost 18 years old. My daughter's almost 16 years old, and I still talk to them about this issue.
Good for you.
And I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now that not one single time has the conversation ever been uncomfortable for either of us. The only reason why these conversations, go ahead.
That shows improves good parenting in my eyes. That they're never uncomfortable about it. Because they know that you're doing it because you love them.
And they will talk to other kids.
Right.
Too.
And like, the thing about it is these conversations are only uncomfortable because 9 times out of 10, the parent is the one that's uncomfortable. That's child
right.
is sitting there like a sponge, they don't know about this issue, so there's nothing to be uncomfortable about. If you take these issues and you present them to your children at young ages, it's not uncomfortable to them because they don't know about it. So if you're the one teaching them about it, then it's not uncomfortable for them. And I can talk to my kids. I can go in my son's room right now and straight up ask him any question about this, and he will answer me honestly because it's not uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable. It's a way of life for us. I hate the fact that it has to be that way, but that's the way it is. My wife and I have busted our ass to make sure our children didn't become victims of sexual abuse. We put an end to that cycle. That cycle is no longer there for us. Now, yes, my kids can still become victims of being sexually violated. Yes, as they get older and that, but we have had conversations about that any way you can possibly imagine it. We've had conversations with our children about this issue.
And I think that's awesome.
Well, I appreciate it.
Like I said, I think, again, that's just being a good parent and loving your children enough. And as sadly as it is, but especially where you have already been subject to something like that, you're giving them the map and the compass to say, this is how you steer clear of this crap.
Right. I for one, I know what it made me feel like, and I know what it still makes me feel like. And I just don't think, I wouldn't want my worst enemy to know this pain.
No.
I don't want anybody to have to experience what I experienced, what my wife experienced, and what so many other people have experienced in these situations. That pain, it's undescribable. It's something that will never, like, I will, especially when no one believes you, like my wife's case. My wife's victim, my wife's perpetrator, he also went to court with 5 other girls and my wife saying that he did this shit to us. He admitted it in court, and he still walked out of the courtroom a free man because not one of them kept a diary and dates, or none of them had a semen sample, or he walked out of the fucking courtroom to rape another 13-year-old 2 years later, and he went to prison for that one for 6 years. Got out in 3.
And that's double the tragedy for your poor wife.
Yeah, absolutely. Like up because, on stand testifying.
Right. And you figure she's a child or of a child mind like, or even just a victim mind like, and you're up there telling your story and you're pouring your heart out like this, thinking that, man, somebody's gonna believe me here. And then all of a sudden nobody believes you because you didn't keep a diary? Really?
Her own mom, her own mother The day that the day that the detectives came to the house to arrest this piece of shit, my wife's mom answered the door. They explained to her what they were doing there. My wife came into the room. My wife's mom turned around and looked at her, and you know what she said?
What?
How could you do this? How could you do this to me?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I've told people this before, my wife makes the shit my wife has dealt with in her life makes my shit look like a cakewalk. Her own mother turned her back on her for the rest of her remaining days. She died with her back turned towards my wife because of this issue.
My God. Jeez. I don't know. That breaks my heart. That breaks my
You know
heart
what I mean?
that a mother would, well, I don't want to say it too bluntly, but would worry about either a check or a romp in the sack over their kid.
Yep. And it happens
just
so much. It's just like the Madeline Soto case. I'm telling you right now, I know exactly what he did. I know why he fucking did it. He didn't get with that woman to be with that woman. He got with her because of her daughter. And if you for one minute think that that bitch, Jennifer Soto, has had no idea about what was going on with her daughter, I bet you she was holding the fucking camera.
Oh, I bet she was too. Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to me, I have a thought process and an outlook on them people, and I don't look at them any different than as I would a serial killer.
Actually, I have more respect for serial killers. You know what I mean? Like, as long as they're not murdering children,
Yeah, I can
like
see that.
to me,
Yeah.
to me, this act of sexually abusing and raping a child, it's a crime worse than murder.
It is. You're right.
Like,
you've taken their life and you've taken their thought process and any kind of normality out of their life.
You fucking murdered it.
Yeah. Yeah, you broke their spirit. You've crushed their soul. There's not much left.
Before I even knew what a soul was, before I knew what innocence was, before I knew what's like my first memories of my life. My first memory is my grandma punching me in the mouth when I was 3.5 years old. The second one is my abuser making me dry hump him in the car on my way home from a family reunion going at 5 years old. Like the first memories I have, I'm being abused in one way or another. But like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm
Those
sorry,
are my first
man.
memories. You know what I mean?
My heart breaks for you.
Well, don't let it break too hard.
What's that?
Don't let it break too hard, man. Because if it wouldn't have been for what I've been through in my life, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now and having the opportunity to help people at all, help children at all.
And that's just what I was going to say. It breaks for your childhood, but I'm proud to call you a brother because I can see the man that you are just by talking to you and the ferventness that you have with the cause that you fight for. It's very rare to find nowadays somebody fighting for good the way you do and have the same kind of ferventness about it that people that are willing to fight for bad because they're so worried about, oh, what's society going to think about me? I don't give two shits what anybody thinks about me, to be honest with you. I mean, I am who I am.
I don't either.
Now, take it or leave it. I mean, I'm not going to put on a show for anybody. I never have. I believe in God with all my heart. Nobody will ever rock me from that. I know what's happened to me in my life. I've died. I've seen heaven. It was the most beautiful place I'd ever been. I know what's real and I know what's not real. And if you can base your life off of that, then you'll get somewhere in life, whether it be spiritually, financially, or whatever God deems to be blessing you in your life. It'll come in His time. That's the problem with us as a human generation, is that we've taken God out of everything. And we've tried to outthink Him, and we try to whatever, psychiatrist Him and all that other stuff. And if people would draw back to that, I can tell you the world would be a much better place, and they could see the foolishness that's going on. I mean, I don't even get into the I don't even get into the transgender crap and all this foolishness and my pronouns and what a bunch of horseshit. I'm sorry. There's no way. No, you'll never get me to even. I'll call you a 6-slice toaster if you want me to. I'll whatever. I'll be nice to you. I'll talk to you decent. But when you start coming at me and saying, "Well, this is what you got to do for me," nope, I do not have to do that for you. I'm a 54-year-old
I'm the
man.
same way. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like what I see is what I'll call you. So if I see a man standing in front of me, well, you're a man to me. I'm sorry if you want to be known as a she. That's not my problem.
Right.
It's not my deal.
Right.
If you want to be acknowledged as a woman, I guess look like a woman, or be a woman.
I
mean, you can go milk a bull, but you're not going to get milk.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a good look at a T-bone steak by sticking your head up a bull's ass or some shit like that. Chris already said it.
Yeah, but I'd rather take his word for it.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like I have this feeling that sometime in my future I'm going to be put into a situation to where my wife or my daughter or my mom or my sister goes to walk into a bathroom and a man goes to walk in behind her and he wants to identify as a female. Well, I'm going to jail. I'm telling you right fucking now, I'm going to jail.
Well, you got my number. Just text me. I'll bail you out.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, because to me, like if you still got the equipment, it don't matter. You're still using that bathroom. If you're
Right.
packing
I mean,
a pecker, you're going into the room with the packers.
Right. I don't care if you're
You know what I mean?
dressed up in a mini skirt or an evening gown. If you got a schlong underneath that thing, you're still a guy. And you're not going to tell me that you don't have some kind of deep-seated desire to go in there and do some kind of harm to a woman by going into the woman's bathroom and saying, "Oh no, this is who God made me." Nope, that is not who God made you. Well, you are in for the shock of your life. And everybody turns to that with God. He loves me. You know, he does love you. But again, he never took away one thing, and that's freedom of choice. Whether we make good choices or bad choices, he never took that away. Everybody said, "Well, he accepts everybody into heaven." No, he sure doesn't. He does not.
Nope,
you don't read enough of the Bible.
He don't.
What's that? No, he doesn't. They like to read the feel-good scriptures. Oh, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. And I love that scripture. He absolutely did. But that doesn't mean that at the end of that scripture, Jesus said, "Okay, now you can go do whatever you want to do." There's a reason why I got into carpentry so early when I did. I built for a long time. And it wasn't just to say, "Hey, I'm a carpenter." No, I had to learn that. I had to be schooled in that by people that were better than me. And that's what made me a good carpenter. It's the same thing with being a good follower of Christ. You don't just go there and say, "Well, I'm a Christian." Why? Well, I go to church. So what? I know a bunch of people that go to church, and they're the biggest bunch of fucking hypocrites I've ever met in my life.
Amen, brother.
And everybody said, "Oh, well, gee, judge not lest you be judged." I said, "Hey, I'm not judging. I'm just calling what I see. Black is black and white is white. That's all there is to it."
It's not judgment if it's sitting right there for everybody to see and everybody sees it. You know what I mean? Like it's not judging them. It's like that's what it is. It's like,
amen.
That's the way it is.
I mean, so when you accept that into your life, and the same way I learned carpentry, there's some guys that were better than me, and they learned it faster than me, and they did work much quicker than I did, and they got better than I did. And it's the same thing with your following with Christ. It's a matter of the building blocks that he puts down before you and what you do with them and what you take from them and what you learn from them. I think I mentioned it to you. My father read the Bible every year. I mean, the whole Bible, and he didn't do it to get the ribbon at church. He did it because God was speaking to his heart. And that's what God speaks to us all on, is our heart. I've had people come to me and say, "Oh, what can I do to get closer to God?" And I look at them and say, "I don't know. What can you do to get closer to God? What can you do?" Well,
Yeah.
don't you have an answer? No, I don't have an answer. I can tell you what I've done to get closer to God. And some people go, "Oh, oof, well, that's a lot to give up." And I say, "Is it? Is it really? You give that up to gain your soul and eternity in heaven with the man that died on the cross that loves you? That ain't much to give up here on this earthly plane.
Gave up his son.
I mean, it really isn't.
Yeah.
So I can't tell anybody what they got to do with their lives. I can tell them how to start those building blocks to say this is what God's going to give you to, and they might run into a situation that I had run into on my journey, and they could call me up and say, "Hey, I'm faced with this. What would you do?" Well, this is what I did when I was in that situation. Again, I can't say this is what you have to do. I could just say this is what worked for me, and it
Yeah.
may not work for
It
them. It
may.
may be something else, huh?
I was gonna say it may not even work for them.
Right.
What
It
you
may be
do,
a
what you
different.
do, what you do works for you doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for anybody else. But I mean,
Right, but
all
the
I
end
can do is
result.
just tell you what worked for me.
Right, but the great part is that if we're all striving towards that same goal, the end result is the same. What difference does it make that I went left to get around a pine tree, you went right to get around a pine tree?
Doesn't the fact of the matter that we both got around the pine tree?
Hey, look at that! I get to the other side, and there's my brother Aaron standing right there, and I can say, "Thank you, Lord. He got it. You gave him what he needed to get around that pine tree." It's not a matter
I
of
mean,
me.
that's go
It's not a matter of
ahead.
me whipping up a chainsaw and cutting the tree down and say, "Okay, we could just jump over the stump." Sometimes he doesn't do that. Sometimes he wants us to work a little bit at it. It was like what Opal was saying. I'll help anybody, but they're going to earn it. It's the same
Yep.
thing with Paul and God. It's the same idea. I mean, if people say, "Oh, really? He makes us do that?" No, he doesn't make you do anything. You either want to do it or you don't. It's just that simple. It's not a matter of, he's going to make me do that. And sometimes I was faced with things where I had to have a voice, and call it whatever you may, but I feel like that I was speaking for what God had put on my heart to say. And are you nervous and are you afraid? Sure. I was with a lot of pastors that supposedly have been pastors for years and years and years and years. I was fairly new, but I said what I had to say. And when you know it's a derivative from God, it crushes their heart and they just break down crying because they realize at that time it wasn't me that did it. It was the words that God gave to me to deliver to them. It crushes their heart and they break down crying because they know that they've been wrong all that time of how they either treated people or how they treated their congregation. I mean, that's horrible to go into a congregation and not feel wanted and loved. It's terrible. I mean, I've seen it happen
Yep.
with people that come in, like I said, that either smell like cigarettes or beer, or hey, they might be strung out on drugs, they might be a prostitute, they might be anything. But it's horrible to make somebody feel that way because Jesus said in the scripture, "Come as you are, come as you are, and I will change you in my time." It's not a matter of me changing you. It's not like we all go to church and Christian school, and there's a little screw in the back of our head, and he twists it, and he says, "Okay, we're all going to be the same." No, you know why? Because my life experience isn't going to touch somebody that you need to speak to because of your life experience. You're going to be able to help them get through that, and Jesus can utilize that. It's not a matter of me
Yep.
saying, "Well, this is how you got to be." Like who was the Hulkster used to say, "Your prayers, your vitamins, and all that stuff." Yeah, your prayers are great. Prayer is the most powerful weapon we have, and people don't tap into it nowhere near enough. I pray just riding down the road in my truck sometimes. I'm like, "Oh, you don't get down on your knees and bow your head and pray." And yeah, sometimes I absolutely do. But out of all that prayer stuff, I keep always going back to this to people, and I do it a lot since I don't have a lot of streams that I go to, like I said, but I've been doing a lot to people that want to get money, and they got to have this, and I got to have that. And the prayer is so simple. Our Father, which art in heaven, give us this day our daily bread. That's it. I can stop people on that at that part right there. Give us this day our daily bread. And I asked him, I said, what do you think he meant by that? Oh, I don't know. So we could eat. Well, okay, yeah, absolutely. So we could eat for how long? Oh, it says daily bread, right? That day. I said, and he put it in there that way because am I going to be here tomorrow? And sure,
We
you
don't
know,
know.
if people love you, right? We don't know. We absolutely don't know. So if we
We all
live in
have an end
that,
date, and none of us know what day it is.
hey, if you'd have told me mine was 2 years ago when I was going in for a so-called routine heart surgery, I would have said nah. But I knew something was wrong. I could tell. I don't know what it was. I think that it was probably just preparing my soul for meeting him, and then I didn't meet him directly, but I saw all the people up there, and I can tell you there's a lot of Christians that are in for a huge shock when they see how many people up there because they thought I was absolutely foolish at the hospital. And I said, who are all the people standing in my recovery room? And if you've ever been in a recovery room, it's about the size of a pup tent. And the nurse
Yeah.
kind of looked at me and said, how many did you see? I said, literally billions. There was just people everywhere, and it was all just love. Everything was just love. They were just happy to have me there. Like, man, another one made it. It wasn't like, oh boy, well, we're glad he made it. We needed him because they really didn't need me. It was just a fact, right? It was just a fact. He didn't need me. He's home, right?
What?
Exactly. My wife just said it. He's home. The last person I saw was my father. Touched the back of my arm, and I woke up in the hospital bed with tubes in my throat. And I actually thought, what the fuck am I doing back here? That's exactly what I thought. But I keep searching. See, I have to keep searching. Everybody does. Nobody always has the answer. You just don't.
Yeah.
And he doesn't reveal that answer to you all at once. It would drive you insane if he revealed that he has for Aaron, or the grand spectrum that he has for your wife, Sugar Glider, or me, John, or my wife, Wanda. He doesn't reveal that all at once. He knows that we couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
I know I've
Yeah.
been going on. I feel like I'm on the pulpit again, but I'm not.
You're good. You're good, brother. You're good, brother. You're good.
And I feel as long as you keep going with God's guidance, and I can feel that you are just within my heart of hearts.
What's going on, guys?
Hey,
What's
Arctic
up, Arctic?
Dimble, what's happening?
So you're on talking about the Bible and stuff.
Yes, sir. We were. We are.
Yep.
How are you tonight?
All right.
You sure? You don't sound all right.
Yeah,
you
you're not
guys
sounding
doing?
yourself.
I'm fine.
All right. Where the hell you been?
Just laying here. I've been on YouTube, on panels and stuff.
No, I don't go around to all these other panels. I'm just talking about like where you been over here. You haven't been here forever, bro.
It's like a week. It's been like a week.
Like
I
2
think.
weeks. Like 2 weeks.
Has it? Has it been 2 weeks already?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just been busy jumping up on people's panels and shit.
Okay.
Talking
All
to
right.
people
I just
and
worry
stuff,
about you, though. Yeah.
Got your message.
I just worry about you, though. You
4 a.m. the other morning.
Yeah.
I forget what day
I was
that
bored.
was.
Hey, brother, I hate to do it, but I gotta start getting myself ready for work. I gotta leave in a little bit.
All right. All right, man.
Do you
I
work
would love to
nights?
stay. No, I leave early. I have to drive down to Rockland. I work 4:30 to 3:30 every day. Well, not every day. I'm pretty lucky there. I work 4 days a week and four 10s or 4 12s. Today is a 12 day, and then I have Friday, Saturday, and Sundays off every weekend, which is nice.
Jeez.
So, but I'd love to stay and chat with you. I really would. Where were you? You should
You're
have
good,
come
my
early.
friend.
So I will talk to
You're
you
good.
guys. God bless.
All
God
right.
bless.
Have a good one, John.
You too, man.
Have a good one, Mr. John.
Shit, you've
Arctic
been live for
card.
3 hours, huh?
Yep. Yep. Had some pretty interesting conversations today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Like I just woke up.
It's all that late night partying you do, you know what I mean?
Well, a lot of the panels have been going on. They're real late, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. type of shit, and then goes until like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should like I don't know, give me these links. I'd like to hang out sometime, other than just my channel.
Yeah.
I'm up most nights looking for something to do. I usually just sit here and watch my wife sleep.
Yeah.
So plus, you know me, I'm always looking for another panel to hop on and whore myself out on, you know what I mean?
You ever go over to Buddy East Coast?
I haven't been over there for a little bit, but yeah, I checked them out a while back.
That's one of the places I hang out. Good fun over there.
Oh yeah. I'll have to keep that in mind, I guess. Or,
Random.
you could you could let me know the next time he goes live and say, hey, I'm going to be over here. You should come say hi, or fuck off, Aaron.
Well, like what I do is I normally subscribe to people, and then I can get notifications of when they go live.
Dude, I'm subscribed to so many people, and I don't get their Dude, I've been getting more notifications for people I'm not even fucking subscribed to than people I am subscribed to, dude.
Oh, that's not true, Aaron. You don't get notifications for people you're not subscribed to.
Oh, I
You
do.
only
I get them all the time, dude.
you only get notifications from people that you are subscribed to.
Oh, that's how it should be. I know, I get that, but that's not how it is right now. Like, it's been happening like the last 3 months, like consistently for 3 months.
Really?
Yeah, no bullshit. Channels I've never even fucking heard of before, dude.
I'd have to see that because, yeah, I've never heard of that happening.
I'll the next time I get a notification for channel I'm not subscribed to, I'll take a screenshot and show you that shit.
Yeah, because I've never heard of that happening. Like people only get notifications for channels that they have subscribed to and are subscribed to, like currently.
No, I must be the exception to the rule because it happens to me on a daily basis.
Really?
Yeah. No bullshit, dude.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Let me see. I bet I can find one here.
Yeah, other than that, I haven't been doing anything. Just sitting around, breathing.
What have you been reading?
What have I been breathing?
Reading. I thought you said reading.
Oh, breathing. No.
Okay, check this out. Well, I'll send it to you on Discord. Well, I can't. Okay. I can't on this phone. Fuck. I can't on this one. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Damn it.
Just show it on the screen.
Oh.
If you can.
Okay, so this is the live going on right now. Let me turn the brightness up on here. Okay, so here's the notification. It's, can you see where it says "In It Is Live"? Giddy G Day on it.
No, I mean, which one? The first one?
Right. No, it's the third one down.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
See, I'm not subscribed. I'm not subscribed.
I can't. You can't really
But there's
see
a
it.
notification. Let me see if I can get focused in here better. Let's see.
Do you have the same effect on your laptop as on your phone?
I don't hardly get on YouTube on my laptop. Just when I do live streams.
My eyesight's really bad.
Yeah, this is
It's all blurry.
But anyway, yeah, that's one of them. There's one right
Where's
there.
the subscribe button?
It's right. It's the big white one right there. Oops. It's this button right there.
Does it say subscribe or subscribed?
It says subscribe. Look, I'll show you. I'll click on it,
And it turns
and now I'm
to
subscribed. It turns into a
cluster.
bell.
A bell.
Turns into a bell. Yep.
That's interesting.
And I just started subscribe to it. Now I'll go down here and unsubscribe. And I got the notification for it earlier today when you went live. I'm telling you, it's fucking weird as shit, dude.
Yep, I do them
That's
too.
fucking weird. I wonder. You should check on your laptop and see if your notifications are the same on your laptop. I've never seen that before. And then after that, I would check in the YouTube settings and see if there's some sort of setting for getting notifications from people you're not subscribed to. I don't know if there is or not. They might have changed things.
Yeah.
And if all of those things are clear, then I would say that it's because you're using a cell phone as opposed to like a regular computer. Because they fuck with people on cell phones. People that use cell phones literally are being fucked with in a social experiment.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It's a fact. They did like a 60 Minutes thing on it a couple of years ago.
Really?
Yeah, your cell phone's it's just like a fucking slot machine at a casino, right? Like every so often you get anxiety as your heart rate increases because you trained yourself to have a desire to check your cell phone to see if you've got any new notifications.
Makes sense.
They did a 60 Minutes thing on it, man. That's exactly how they're programming these fucking things. Sometimes they hold back the number of likes you get and the number of views that you get on your videos and shit so that they can send you them all at once. Because they know that that'll increase your endorphins and shit in your fucking brain. You know?
Oh, no shit.
Causes more
Sense.
excitement. Right. So like 10 people could watch your fucking video. You won't see those 10 views until you get 20 views.
Wow.
Yeah, you are
makes sense,
literally You are literally a guinea pig in a social psychological experiment. Yep. And they're using the cell phones to do it. Why do you think I don't have a cell phone, dude?
Yeah, I get it. That doesn't surprise me, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it shouldn't. Yeah, I've never seen that, though. I've never gotten a notification for anybody that I have not been subscribed to. Not once in 16 years.
Well,
but I have
if there's somebody going to find an exception to any rule, it's me. So
I have never actually. I'm sure you're not the only person that's happening to.
Oh, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure I'm not. I'm not that special. Come on now. I wish I was, but I'm not.
But in 16 years, I've never gotten a notification for somebody that I have not been subscribed to.
My wife's getting them too.
Well, on a cell phone.
Yep.
I'd seriously check your laptop to see if your notifications are the same.
I would, but we're all running off of my cell phone internet today because our fucking landlord decided he wanted to weed the yard, and he cut our internet cable.
Don't you pay for internet though? I mean, don't you pay for the internet though, right?
Yeah, but they can't get out here to fix it until tomorrow. My cell phone? Yeah, but it's not like.
Did you call the police?
Yeah, I don't got. My landlord accidentally cut it. My landlord accidentally cut it.
Oh.
With a weed eater.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
And they can't get out. They can't get out here. They can't get out here to fix it until tomorrow. They originally said they wouldn't be able to get out here until Friday. To my wife, I called them back and I said, "No, listen here, that's fucking unacceptable. We pay you a lot of money every fucking month for our internet. Like, you better figure out, like, my job, my wife's job, like my daughter's school. It all depends on the fucking internet. So you better figure out a way to make it here before Friday." She got back on the phone. She said, "We'll be there tomorrow after 1 o'clock." I said, "Okay, thank you very much." Wow. Yeah, they're going to make us wait till Friday. Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll check on it tomorrow for sure, though.
Yeah, I'm curious because I've never seen that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not too often, people show me like their notifications are getting on their cell phone though. It's just not something. Yeah. It's not a topic that normally comes up.
Right. Yeah. Damn it, Arctic! I was trying to fucking think I was like special for a minute. Jeez, dude.
Stop it.
No, not special.
Special in the sense that you're, a guinea pig and a part of a huge psychological experiment. Yeah.
That's not very special.
That's special,
Not the way I want special to be, okay?
You get to push the button for a treat, Sometimes you get to choose between two buttons to see which treat you like best. Yep.
I wonder what treat I get to pick next.
It depends on your list of notifications, which one you choose, which one you click on, which button you push. Yeah.
What if I don't push any button and I won't get a treat? Fuck. I like treats though. Aren't it?
Well, the thing is that, like, they're tracking it all too. They're tracking every, like, keystroke. Every time that's a touch screen, right? So every little spot on that screen that you touch to click, yeah, they're tracking all that shit. And that's goes back to you, like your individual file, right? Your profile file. I don't mean like your online profile. I mean like you as a fucking real person. Your file. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go. I gotta get off the internet. I'm gonna go bury my cell phone in the fucking pond.
Yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of people that don't have cell phones. Mostly older people, though.
Well, I am fitting into that category of older people.
Some people, smart people, will use a burner phone, non-trackable phone.
So you're saying I'm not smart?
Well, I'm just saying, like you're taking part willfully, taking part in the experiment. Like people
Well,
willfully allow themselves to be experimented upon, and
well,
you know,
to be fair, it's not. It hasn't been willful up until about 5 minutes ago because I didn't know what was happening until 5 minutes ago. So everything after that is willfully. So every moment before that it wasn't so willfully.
well,
Does that work?
no, not really, because you willfully
Damn it.
push the power button. Like every
But I
time you
didn't know
push
I was
the
gonna
power
be. I didn't know
button,
I didn't know they were looking into my life on my fucking cell phone like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on. To be
oh
fair,
yeah, they
I'm
are.
just trying to win.
Every purchase you make is being tracked and stored in a database in a file linked to you as a person based on your cell phone. And then they'll profile you, and then send you underwear commercials and shit based on what kind of underwear you bought last fucking month.
That's a good thing I don't buy underwear.
The things you speak about are being tracked, so it will perpetuate. You could be talking about oranges on Monday, and then later on that day, you'll get fucking ads for different types of oranges, right? Tuesday, you'll be talking about apples, and you'll get fucking ads later on that day for a bunch of fucking different kinds of apples. Yep.
Yeah.
But it gets fucking worse than just apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Like if
Like I was
you're,
like my car
huh?
my car broke down. My car broke down at the beginning of the middle of last week, and I get on the internet on my phone, and of course I look up prices for this part and shit. Well, now I'm getting all these fucking commercials about fuel pumps and discounted car parts and all this shit. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, and your cell phone is traced back to you as a person with your specific social security number and shit, right?
Yeah. And I don't go through any service carrier. I don't go through like T-Mobile or any of those guys. Like I just get the phone and just use my Wi-Fi.
It don't matter because, like, when you bought your phone and you got your phone service, you had to like tell them information about you, right? So like they know.
I didn't really get any phone service like that. Like I just went and got a phone from Walmart and then I bought a card and just scratched the number on the card and then hooked it up that way.
Oh, it's a burner phone. There's other ways they can figure out who the fuck you are, though. Like if you've made any kind of like online purchase and shit like that, like you've got your job, right, that you're doing through your cell phone, right? So
Yeah.
with your job, you've had to like give them your driver's license and social security number and shit like that. There's ways,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure.
So like your phone basically is a burner phone, man. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
Yes. Yeah.
but when you pay the bill,
I just go to Walmart and I buy a card. I buy a card that's got a little scratcher thing on the back of it and scratch the serial number off that card. And then I get on the internet and I type it in and I don't have to talk to anybody to get service on my phone.
right? It's got a serial number on it. So the money that you use to pay for the card has your name attached to it, your bank account, your address, your social security number, right? Unless you're paying for it with cash.
Yeah, I usually do.
Cash is king, man. Cash is king.
No. I'm king. Okay? I'm just kidding. In my world, I am anyway. I can do whatever I want in my world.
What?
I said, I'm king. Well, at least in my world anyway. In my world, I can be whatever I want. So,
King of your castle, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, that's all that matters.
Till they kick in your fucking door and 100 fucking armed fucking thugs point guns at you and shit.
Oh, fuck. That's already happened. Like, they figured out we still didn't go nowhere.
Yeah, it's amazing how they can track you and shit. Cell phones are terrible, man. Especially them smartphones. They really are a dumb idea.
Yeah. They really are a dumb idea.
The minute you push the power button on that thing, it sends a signal to the cell phone tower. Oh, Aaron's reporting in. And pushing that power button, it's the equivalent, and it's no different than pulling that arm on a slot machine in a fucking casino.
Yeah. Except for that slot machine when I pull that arm at that slot machine at the casino, there's a chance that I'm going to get some money back. Whenever I push that button on my fucking cell phone, I don't get no money back.
Right, but you're getting rewarded in other ways, right? In other, like, superficial ways. Like, you can push the button on it, turn it on, and then you log into, like, YouTube and shit to see if you've got more views, to see if you've got, like, so many subscribers, right? Like, there's this huge push I've noticed with people on YouTube, like, trying to get to 500 subscribers and then trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and they talk about it with excitement, as if it means something, you know what I mean? People don't realize that, like, you and me, we're not YouTube's customer, right? We're the fucking guinea pigs, right? Like, if you're making videos, uploading videos and shit, you're basically you're not the customer. You're the guinea pig. The customer is the advertisers. That's who's making YouTube money, right? All YouTube gives a shit is how much money they can make. It's the only reason they're in business. So they cater to their customers.
Yeah.
And that's the advertisers. So get yourself a good ad blocker and you'll never have to see another fucking advertisement on YouTube ever again. Don't worry about how many fucking thumbs up you get, how many subscribers you get. In fact, everybody out there, you should go to my channel, Arctic Timberwolf. and you should thumb down all of my videos. Give me a thumb down. I want to have the most thumbs down. In fact, better yet,
You
just
got
don't
it.
pay attention to me. I don't exist. I'm the invisible man. Forget everything that I'm telling you here today.
You're fucking funny, Arctic. I love it, dude.
I'm serious, though. Psychological operations, man. Military's all over this internet, too, you know. They're playing their
Oh
own
yeah.
little games with people.
Yeah. Yeah, our
Once you
military is
dig,
pretty fucked up.
oh, our military's badass. Yeah, they're awesome.
Oh yeah.
When you start digging deep into exactly what's going on and stuff, yeah, some of the more petty things don't really fucking matter. Start realizing who the real bad guys are, and then who just like the fucking small time bad guys are. You know,
Yep. Yep.
the petty thieves, for example.
Yeah.
Like that's why California, what they just recently passed something where they're not even going to prosecute thefts under $1,000, so under grand theft,
Yeah. Yep.
because they've got bigger fish to fry. You know,
Interesting.
why eat minnows when you can eat sharks?
Because I'm allergic to shark? I don't know. I was just kidding.
Allergy is not an excuse. Dude,
Allergies are
have
the
you
son of a
ever eaten
bitch.
a shark? Like, have you ever, like, in reality, eaten a shark? They're good, man.
Yeah, actually, I have. I have.
Yeah,
I
they're
have.
good. Tasty.
It's a good whitefish, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
shark steak.
Yep,
I like
it's
a good
good.
shark steak.
Talk about making you feel like the fucking top predator of the group. You know what I mean? What are you having for dinner? Shark. I mean, shark. I think it was a great white. Not very great now, is it?
Hmm. So where is everybody tonight? See Opa out
I
there.
don't know. I've been
Yeah,
asking. I've been
folks
asking, wondering
commenting.
that quick. I've been wondering that for the last couple of weeks, Arctic.
Huh,
It's very seldom that I'll get more than 3 or 4 people in my chats anymore, for whatever reason it may be.
really? You seen Amberine around at all? Has she been in here? I haven't seen
Nope.
her in like 3 weeks.
She dodged out on her birthday celebration thing, and I talked to her like 2 days after that, and I haven't seen her from her since then.
Really? Hmm. Oh, that's too bad. She's a sweet girl.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, there's been a lot of people that who have been here pretty regularly in the past that just disappeared and then no longer come over here. I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know, man. I try not to fixate on that so much anymore. You know what I mean? Like it is what it
Yeah.
is, and you know,
Yeah.
they're lost. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm scrolling down my notifications here on YouTube. I don't have any notifications from anybody that I'm not subscribed to. All these people I'm subscribed to. I've never seen that before.
It's crazy. I know.
The only
But
thing that I could chalk that up to is an actual, like, real fucking alive psyops. That's a psychological operation that they're running on you.
dude, and the other like a couple months ago, I was telling you like, how the fuck am I behind? I'm doing a live stream on my channel, but I'm behind. Everybody else on my panel is in real like people didn't believe me on that shit either. Opa didn't believe me until she was actually part of it. She's like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I'm like, I told you. People think I'm fucking crazy. But
What is
it's
this?
happened multiple times.
I don't think
How the
it
fuck
was
I can
on
be how the fuck I can be behind in my own live stream is beyond me.
that. Well, how far behind?
The one time that it was real noticeable for me was like almost 2 fucking minutes behind.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no shit, bro. No shit. Ask Copa. She'll tell you the same fucking thing.
You're watching from StreamYard though, not YouTube, right?
Yeah, like that's how I do all my live streams is off StreamYard.
Right. So like what's like what you're seeing on StreamYard on your device, it's stored in the flash memory of your device. So like the signal being sent out from your phone could have a delay from what you're actually seeing.
Right, but I would think like that would be like a really minute, you know what I mean? Like a really small window there for that to happen. But like I would say something and they weren't hearing it until 2 minutes fucking later. And they were thinking like it was in real time. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's just lag. That's internet lag for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is it's crazy.
It happens from time to time, especially with Wi-Fi signal. You got to realize it's just a radio signal.
Yeah.
So there could be lots of different factors that cause that. 2 minutes is awful long lag, though.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's crazy.
Some of that might have to do with the YouTube algorithm, the AI, because they literally have like a delay switch type of thing on this. You know how back after the Challenger explosion, they put a delay a 10-second delay on all live feeds, like live news broadcast feeds.
Okay.
I think prior to that, they did not have a 10-second delay, but they had a 10-second delay after the Challenger explosion.
Yeah, I watched that shit go down live.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I was just a little guy. I was in 3rd grade when that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was all real time. There wasn't like a 10-second delay on that.
Yeah.
But they have the same sort of thing here on YouTube live streams. So I've been watching people's live streams where they'd be talking about some sort of sensitive issue. And the algorithm will give that person like the fucking wheel of death and shit just because they mentioned a certain keyword. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Where like the stream just stalls. It just sits there with the fucking loading. It's like, why the fuck is it doing this? You know?
Yeah, it happens to me
and
all the
it's
time.
not just it's not just one computer that does it. It's like everybody in chat is like fucking buffering and shit. It's all because whoever's up on a panel is talking about something that they don't like you to talk about, you know? And the AI keyed in on the keyword. Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. But I am going to get out of here, Arctic. I am going to get out of here.
All right, man. Yeah, I just wanted to pop in and say hi.
I appreciate it. You know, you're always welcome over here, man. And I miss not seeing you around here.
All right, man.
All right, don't be a
you have a good
stranger,
night.
brother.
You working tonight?
Yep, I'm working tonight.
Cool. Well, have fun at work, man. Have a good night.
All right. Bye. All right, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and girls. Thanks for stopping by, saying hi. Replay crew, people who seen this for the first time. I'm not everybody's cup of coffee, but I can make a damn good mocha. Tell your friends about me if you want to know.